Welcome, Ultras, Switchy Sisters, and Danonites alike to episode 53 of the weekly episodic gaming-adjacent livestream podcast show. This is Switch to Ultra on a very eventful Tuesday. It is now officially June, and you know what that means. Although the scaffolding of the E3 press conference has crumbled and rotted, its repugnant corpse still exists today, as June is just the best time for these companies to announce the games for the rest of the year. We have the Summer Games Fest on June 5th, quoted by the horse's mouth himself, Jeff Keighley, by saying it is the biggest Summer Games Fest ever. There are really only two major event months for the gaming calendar, or games, where games are announced, and no matter which one you choose, he will always be there. He is inevitable. The Xbox Showcase on June 7th and the PC Gamer Show shortly after that, as well as other companies announcing other sort of side games along with the festivities. Maybe even potentially we could be seeing a Nintendo Direct after the anniversary date of the Nintendo Switch 2 launch. If Nate the Hate recording a podcast episode this upcoming Wednesday, which is tomorrow, is anything to go off of. The last podcast episode was the one that, I don't want to say leaked, but rather hinted that there would be a new Star Fox game, and now we exist within that Star Fox game. It's not out yet, but it's going to be. However, there are playable demos of Star Fox 2026 at very special events popping up, and we have some footage of that as well. But the main course for today is Sony PlayStation's State of Play that began an hour before the show went live, and I believe still hasn't finished. So the plan was for me to watch it right before, and maybe you guys also watch it right before, and then talk about it once it ended, but I don't even know if it's ended yet. So it's there, and we have some other things to go off of. I will say this, though. I love doing this show, and I had realized as I was asking pretty innocuous questions to people at panels, I kind of like interviewing. I like being basically as close to a journalist as I can be without having to get a degree or actually do any of the work, the games journalism of it all. And I remember watching all of these channels, and it's kind of the reason I'm doing this as well, that would speculate, that would talk about, would go to these major events like E3 and cover all the new games. But there's a little bit of nostalgia blinding in there, and we see that as we watch our weekly Nintendo Directs, as we watch them in order, in the drudge of 2013. As I was watching this State of Play, it occurred to me again. Oh yeah, a lot of these are kind of just CG cutscenes. Maybe I am a doo-doo diaper baby. Maybe I do only like Nintendo games. I don't know. Is there anything that you guys... Actually, you know, we didn't do our intro. Hi, I'm your co-parent BHultra.
And I'm your co-parent Switchy.
And I'm your Funkle Dan. I wasn't going to say anything. I'm just like, I want to see how far he goes until, like, maybe he'll realize something.
Yeah, I forgot there were other people sitting here. I was kind of monologuing to the room, to the everything. Now, have you guys seen any of this State of Play? Because I'd watched about the first 50 minutes before I realized we were running out of time.
I didn't catch it.
Well, right now, the last thing happening is just 20 minutes of a new God of War. And it's the last thing.
Well, I mean, we can put it on and we'll go game by game. I wrote a decent amount of them down, and, like, maybe... I'll say that there's one game there that, like, I guess I perked up for me, but it's really just because it's a remake of a game that I already really like, which honestly isn't really selling me.
I think we're talking about the same thing then.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna guess.
I mean, it seems like a lot of games... It was really funny, and I did skeet this out, that, ahead of, basically, this is new E3, right? Like, a bunch of games just get announced within June. The State of Play, or not State of Play, but the Summer Games Fest tried to be an adequate replacement where everyone was at the same event, but very clearly, with the advent of Nintendo Directs, a lot of these companies, if not all of these companies, learned that they could really cut out the middleman and just do it in-house. And although there aren't physical events you can go to, physical props or physical demos, that these online announcements, these presentations, as they were, probably the most efficient way for these companies to go about it. So individually, all the companies are kind of doing their own thing. And what I was getting at in reference to that is I saw people posting, like, how they do for directs, like a fake list of games, like, oh, these are all the games they're gonna announce. And, you know, you have the opportunity, the sky is the limit, right? You're already making a fake leak. You can envision anything, of course, in the realm of possibility, but really you can think up any game. And all of these fake leaks I've been seeing, the headliner is always like a remake of a PS2 or a PS3 game. Like, that's the highest people can wish right now. Their greatest achievement, the biggest game they can envision, is a remake of a game. And if we, I mean, even in the realm of Nintendo, like the new Star Fox is Star Fox 64 remake. If we are to believe Nate the Hate on everything else, it sounds like we might be getting a Ocarina of Time remake within the year, possibly. And yeah, there's a lot of the same game going around a lot. But hey, there's probably exciting things on PlayStation. But speaking of, before we actually get into the PlayStation State of Play, there were a handful of announcements in between weeks. Obviously, the State of Play is going to be the main thing. This is kind of exciting. You know, it's the first 2 weeks of June, and we're doing our direct correspondence as we helicopter in personally to watch the new equivalent of E3. I think next week, obviously, we will have surpassed the first year of the Nintendo Switch 2, and I think it would be nice to put all our thoughts together and just kind of give an overall view of how we think the first year went, talking about the individual exclusives and games. And I did get to play a little bit of Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, but that doesn't matter right now. What does matter, if I could throw my screen over here, should we do these in announce order? I could just put them in the order that we have them. Today,
It's up to you.
yeah, today the very special announcement from Atari, another collection, another retro roundup, or I guess this one is just a retro roundup. You see this a lot from very specific companies. I've seen it with I guess with Disney before, where they did like the Disney Afternoon collection. This, I suppose, in preparation for the new Toy Story game or the new Toy Story movie. We don't get licensed games anymore. A collection of every Toy Story game. I don't know how accurate that is. I'm glad they interviewed the Traveler's Tales people, though. Oh, Jim Hanks! I actually didn't see this trailer yet. So, guys, if you don't
Jim
know,
Hanks. They have a huge thing with Jim Hanks in this as well.
that's awesome. If you guys don't know, Jim Hanks has voiced Woody in basically all the supplemental material. Basically, any character that Tom Hanks has played that exists outside of movies, it's voiced by his real life brother Tim Hanks coming out.
That's funny.
I appreciate this, the plus of Bug's Life. Because
I like how they were never re-release it just to re-release it. Like,
yeah.
it's not a franchise. Toy Story is a franchise, so if it wasn't included in this, they just never would include it at all. So I mean,
Yeah, and
and
even
it's
in,
not
like-
just this. It's also it's the PS1 version and the Game Boy version. So they're including all the versions. So
Yeah, because like here it looks
kudos
like
to
there's
that.
only 4 or 5 games, but we saw earlier there's a scissor reel. Apparently there's 2 distinct versions of Toy Story Racer. I was gonna say no smoke to a Bug's Life, but probably a little smoke to a Bug's Life. You said, oh, they wouldn't release this individually, but if they announced like a remake of that Ratatouille game or a remake of the Wall-E game I played, or even like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been doing a series on stream intermittently this year of going through all the Xbox, like original Xbox games I had as a kid for the Xbox's 25th anniversary. And I just on a whim, I'm like, I want to play Pixar's Cars because this is a game that I had as a kid. Not only the disc didn't work, but I found it online. Not only is the game on Steam, but a la something like Mario 64, there's like a huge dedicated audience of people who I think I don't know if it's a recompilation, but I've seen people release mod packs for that Pixar Cars game. And I've never heard anyone else talk about it, and I think I stumbled across it on accident. I just think A Bug's Life wouldn't. I don't know if they would release it individually. What I'm most excited and shocked to see here is that they're actually acknowledging Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, and by extension, that video game as well. What?
And
There's
that's not
more?
all.
This is the big thing, because this is
That's a PS3 game, right?
This is, yeah,
the
this
like.
is a
Yes,
direct
and it's-
remake.
and it is not the Wii version, which a lot of like the Steam version is the Wii version.
Okay.
The Xbox version, I think, is the Wii version. But the PS3 version is the superior version. It has like a whole
I imagine
open
so,
world
yeah.
thing. Like this, it's the one that everyone loves, and this
Right.
is that's the version they're remaking. And honestly, like, hell yeah, this game rocks. I
Mhm.
love this.
I only got the DS one,
I'm so
and
sorry.
it didn't have like a lot of the goodies that
I mean,
like
that's
the
what
console version
They
had.
used to do. I mean, specifically with license. Oh yeah, you can build your entire. I remember hearing about this. What am I saying? I remember hearing about this, that you could like basically like that of Fallout 4 build your own base of operations. There's a lot there, but we're comparing the different console games. I do want to see also if this version of Toy Story 2, it looks like the PlayStation version.
It is the PlayStation version.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any Dreamcast versions in this.
No. Oh, this game's also on the N64, and the model's a little bit different for that. That's legitimately the only thing I can notice. I haven't played the PlayStation version, so I don't feel very strongly about this fight either way. Yeah, that one's just called Toy Story. Also, the first one they
weird.
show off, is this the Super Nintendo or the Genesis version? Because so many of these had
I think it's the Genesis version. I
Okay.
think. But they have both so there's 11 games total. It's Toy Story, the first one for Genesis, SNES, and Game Boy. That's 3
Okay.
right there.
damn.
Toy Story 2 for PS1. That's 4.
Mhm.
Toy Story 2 for Game Boy. That's Game Boy Color. That's 5.
Mhm.
Buzz Lightyear Star Command PS1 and Game Boy Color. That's 7. Well,
See-
also like the re-releases of like the older games.
Right. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, because they have to repack. Right. The toy box mode. This is what I heard about. That was the sell I've heard. Well, like, I mean, this is there's a. I'm trying to word it properly. I'm not gonna get it, but it's cool that they're doing this. These are some of these games I've played before, and it is kind of. I don't want to say that everything is like emblematic of the times, but if we aren't to get licensed games that are tied into their releases anymore, then I suppose this is the best equivalent, because this will come out after Toy Story 5, right? When is that? Or is that later in the year?
No, Toy Story 5 is in like a few weeks. Isn't that in June?
Oh, shit. Okay. I did not know
Right?
that.
Wait, am I wrong? Isn't it in June?
It might as well be. I don't know. I don't have it on my schedule.
Let me see. I'll look
I
it
got
up.
my ticket for the circus this Thursday, and that's all I care about. Also,
I forgot
like
about that too.
the fact that they have Game Boy Color and console versions, that's what they used to do, especially with licensed games, is just have the one game be titled the same thing, like, oh, this is Toy Story, and then you could, depending on what console, it's an entirely different game. The Twitch chat is saying June. Thank you, Chet. I like to think that that's Chet Hanks, the nephew of Jim Hanks. So we have other announcements as well. This isn't as much of a game announcement, although they did update the game. As you can see, the developers of Minecraft, they got kids working in the mines. I will say this: do you guys like? I play Minecraft on occasion recreationally, and maybe I'm just like an old man who like hasn't kept up with the updates, and I've been left behind. Oh, there. By the way, within this same week, there was a new upload on Jablinski Games YouTube channel where he's singing to a chicken. That's a really eventful thing. We haven't seen him in a while. Ironically, never seen him and Jack Black in the same room.
I know they should collab. I think they'd like each other.
Have you guys seen the Minecraft movie? Or Minecraft?
I think I want to. I think I'd rather never see it ever.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I have not seen it at all.
They're introducing Matt Berry as like a live action guy. Probably he's gonna play Herobrine in the movie, but like he is the voice of the villager. I don't remember if it's at the end of the movie or like a post-credit scene where throughout the whole movie the villager makes villager noises, and then at the end he's like, "Oh, it's me, Matt Berry." So I'm interested to see if he's still voicing the villager or seemingly playing a live action character, because I've seen so many people saying like, "Oh, he's playing like a Steve equivalent," whatever that means. But he might just return as that specific villager, especially if Jennifer Coolidge doesn't return. I mean, she's returning. Shout out Peacemaker. But for me, like, when it comes to updates for the game, people who play Minecraft religiously always complain, maybe that's not the right word, but rather deride Mojang for not adding enough new stuff in the updates. But I'll say, like, for someone who hasn't really kept up with it and just kind of plays it recreationally and doesn't understand netherite or that fucking monster that's in the caves, I don't really think you need to keep substantially updating Minecraft. Oh, dude, Minecraft YouTubers, shout out. I hope they're in the movie.
Whoa.
I hope Corey X Kenshin and his wave of fans that follow him everywhere are in the movie. Our good, close personal friend. The second one's being called Minecraft Squared. Obviously, sequel baiting for a third
That's
one
cute.
called Minecraft
I hate to
Cubed.
say it, but that's kind of genius. That's a genius name.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm interested to see how this one does. Oh, yeah, and the reveal that Alex is Kirsten Dunst, which we knew, but I don't know how they're going to do this. So for those of you who don't know the lore of the Minecraft movie, it's sort of like a Jumanji situation where Steve kind of got like stuck in there for most of his life, and that's why he grew out the age and the facial hair and the beard. Well, the regular hair and the beard. I don't know how they're going to work Alex into it. Maybe she's just like some adult somewhere, because like Kirsten Dunst is very visibly an adult woman. I don't know what they're doing. I hope there's time travel. I hope there's multiple dimensions. I hope they go to the Minecraft multiverse. But the thing about, I'm not saying that like the first Minecraft movie's popularity was like a fluke, because it's a Minecraft movie. And I will say we probably won't have time to talk about it, but over the weekend I did get to see both Obsession and The Backrooms in theaters, and I thought they were both really good movies. And those are an example of people with wider internet audiences being able to parlay that into the theaters. And of course, I just talked about getting my ticket for the Amazing Digital Circus finale. That it seems like the highest grossing outside of like major franchises. It seems like the next thing people are going to do is parlay audiences into the theaters. And I'm really glad because I love going to the theater. But there's always going to be an audience when it comes to a video game movie that's based on a video game people like. But I also feel like so much of the Minecraft movie's like initial popularity in theaters was like the meme worthiness of it. Like basically it became, I hate to say this because the news always calls shit viral trends when it's not a viral trend, but this is a prime example. Going to the Minecraft movie and being a dickhead became a viral trend. And I don't think internally working on the second movie that they could like purposefully capture lightning in a bottle again. I don't think it'll do poorly, but I'm interested to see if it does nearly as well as the first one.
I wonder. I mean, I think I was thinking the same thing you were, but it also occurs to me is that it's like, okay, well, they're bringing in Kirsten Dunst. I mean, this is definitely a property where I think if they really want to, they can throw a lot of money at it and at least get enough attention that the movie's going to do well. And I'm sure you'd agree with that. So I don't know. It depends. I could see this having a similar amount of momentum as the first one. Though I don't know. It could also be the first one could have also been a fluke. I mean, it's Minecraft. Yeah. Minecraft's so big. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of ways to make it work, I think, in terms of just like getting the raw like ticket sales.
I mean, people deride the internet a lot, but like a lot of the previous 2 years major films that like did surprisingly well really just spread through word of mouth. Like I think that most of the people that went to go see Sinners was like 2 or 3 weeks after the movie first came out, just because of the way everyone was talking about it.
Well, they also just like AMC just came out and said that this is their highest grossing May since 2019.
Right, and that's fucked up because this is the first time in a while that like I missed 2 weeks. I wasn't there. Everyone else was. And I
did that. I helped with that.
Yeah, I was the whole weekend. I'm like, oh, we're gonna see a movie one of these days. Me and Nintendo were the only ones that wanted to see I Love Boosters. Normally, I'm pretty worried.
I wanted to see that.
Normally,
I still haven't seen that though.
Well, that's the thing. Normally, I'm pretty worried about movies like that because obviously, like Obsession and Backrooms and even Mandalorian are like going to stay in theaters for a while. But that one, especially with my local theater, they don't tend to like stay in there for long periods of time, but they got like a giant cardboard billboard in there, so I'm hoping it'll at least be there by the time I go again on Friday, because I'm not boycotting nor am I purposefully avoiding, but like, you know, if I have a choice to not see Masters of the Universe and Mandalorian and Grogu, I'd rather see something that might be a little bit better. I've been seeing a lot of people posting clips of Jared Leto as Skeletor and saying like, oh, he nailed it perfectly. But he's doing a cool guy voice. He needs to do that Robot Chicken Skeletor voice. I won't take this guy seriously. That's what we've seen of a Minecraft movie square.
I know. I feel like Robot Chicken's kind of like ruined me because that is now just the way I see Skeletor.
Bro, it changed my brain chemistry. As they say, as the title suggests. Well, honestly, like, it's not that exaggerated. He does kind of sound like that. But
I mean, yeah, you go back to watch the original, it's almost 1-to-1.
I mean, we're following this trend of video game movies, and people have called the Backrooms a video game movie, and like that's only kind of true. I wouldn't call it one.
It's a movie for people who watch video game movies.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's a movie for people who watch, like, analysis videos on YouTube. That's not to deride it.
It's a movie for people who watch videos made by us.
I do want to... Well, no, Wendigoon. We're not in the... I will say, though, that, like, the movie won me over, because I normally hate the interpretation of the Backrooms that there's, like, a monster down there, but, like, I think they contextualized it really well. I try not to go into a movie with preconceived notions, but I was definitely crossing my arms, and then I slowly uncrossed them as the movie went along. But I thought Obsession was
like
better.
We're trying a Krabby Patty or whatever.
I don't even care. On top of that, what do we have over here? Oh, Valve just raised Steam Deck prices in the U.S., bumping...
Well, I guess I won't get it then.
So, I don't know if
you can still get the refurbished LCD version. Those have not been raised. if you want.
Did I remember? I just heard someone tell me once, like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I liked my Steam Deck, but it gets hot all the time," and I'm like, "Okay, I don't think I want it that
Well, the
much."
thing
Like
is,
now,
like,
now,
it's not portable. Like you could play it for like an hour if it's not plugged in. But outside of it, like it's basically it's something you play in bed, really, or if you don't have a computer.
Yeah. Most games, like, there are a lot of games that are like functional with it, right?
Yeah. Some of them will list like partial function, but they'll work most of the time. I was using it to play TF2 with a controller setup because it kind of doesn't support a controller. And I mean, Dan had the same problem as me that like most of the time I spent on it was playing Grand Theft Auto Online, and then Take-Two implemented a BattlEye anti-cheat system that you have to download, but it's not compatible with Linux, so you can't play online on the Steam Deck anymore. But yeah, I normally around Christmas, me and my roommate get each other very bombastic gifts. And in last December, I was like, oh, I gotta leave really soon, so I like wrote him a letter and I said, you could either, because they had just announced it, you could get the Steam Deck or the Steam Machine, and I'll get it for you, assuming that they're the same price. And then the Steam Machine came out, or it didn't come out rather, but you know we're still waiting, fingers crossed, and it's like $1,000. So, and he chose the Steam Machine, so I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe I haven't brought it up since, but now also the Steam Deck has been raised, so I'm just gonna assume he forgot about that and go about my life and try my best not to bring it up, other than the one time I brought it up here just now. Outside of that, as far as major announcements, major threads we've been following on this show the whole time we've been covering it, encompassing the full year, the first year of the Nintendo Switch 2. We finally have Donkey Kong 64
Woo!
making its way to Nintendo Switch Online.
Good lord! Finally.
Weird
Oh
timing.
my god!
This has nothing to do with anything.
Okay, there's actually a very specific reason they chose this date.
Oh?
Because it's June 4th.
I don't...
Oh, yeah.
It's 6/4.
Oh, do you think they were waiting for months to do that?
That is the I'm in denial. I'm gonna say yes. But honestly, I'm excited to play this again because this also just means that we now only have one more game left in the leak. I hope that's not the last game. I hope they kill the original Smash Bros.
Right.
That's the last game left in the league.
Well, we gotta wait
I
for
hope that's
next
not the last
4th.
game because we still have Mischief Makers, we still have Conquer, which who knows if that's coming. We still have the Bomberman games, unless they decide to do a Bomberman
all the
collection
characters that
again.
are playable in the Smash Remix mod. I don't think I told you guys. Maybe I said it at the time, but really one of the only things I remember other than seeing Garfield of the first time I went to MomoCon, and I guess that Miss Pac-Man tournament, is me and Switchy just found a Smash Remix setup with all the modded stages and modded characters. We played it a lot, and I think what set the seed of our eventual guest on the show is we just both kind of, without thinking about each other, just both started singing the Brenofloss Dr. Mario song while playing on that stage. And I swear to Christ, when I was playing the same game with Dan at MomoCon 2 years later, he also started singing that song.
I did.
Unprompted.
Dude, I'm sorry. Like,
it's all you can think about, right? Exactly.
So good.
The only thing I can think about. Same thing with like the Yoshi music. Like, I just found a baby.
I just think it's magical that you guys, that really all three of us unprompted did the same thing when playing that game.
Oh man,
and that's why we're such good co-hosts.
We're fellow travelers. That's the biggest thing.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 on October 23rd.
Finally, a real video game coming to Switch.
I think when Microsoft bought Activision, one of their, I don't know what the term I'm looking for, one of their stances was that moving forward, every Call of Duty game will be playable on Nintendo. And when they announced that, we didn't know anything about the Switch 2, so there were a lot of memes about like, holy shit, this is gonna like blow up your hands. But I mean, for the most part, I haven't really run into anything that can't really run on the Switch 2. I haven't done a lot of third-party stuff. So this is, I guess they're keeping to their word, but, you know, as someone who I'm not going to play this either way, but you know, as someone who has the trifecta of home consoles, and boy am I glad that I do. I'm never buying a home console again. I don't care if they release a new Xbox or a PS6 or whatever. We say every generation that games have plateaued a little bit. I cannot see a future where they release a game with like a million sweat follicles that like just can't run on my Series X or my PS5. And if it does, then I just don't want to play it either way. But
That's the thing, is that it's like nowadays it just feels it feels like so many games you can just kind of like remove like make the lighting a little worse and make the shadows look kind of crappy, and you can make a game run so much better. And to be fair, I maybe that's a bit of an oversimplification, because you know, optimizing a game does take a lot, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's a truth to the fact that there's just such diminishing returns nowadays that like it's, you know, also frankly I'm saying that, but also I think the fact that like GPUs and RAM and shit is kind of getting more and more expensive. Yeah. I think that's actually probably another limiting factor on game development nowadays, because you know, I think there's a pressure to make games that people can actually run.
I'm locking myself in my bunker with my Switch 2, my PS5, and my Series X, and they can't make me get anything else.
We need more games that look worse and run better, and I'm not kidding.
Nice. I mean, that's whenever I stream GTA Online with people, like I have Streamlabs and Discord open to do it. I'll just put it on the lowest possible textures and graphics, and it looks totally fine and it runs way better. I will say though that like this is maybe, I don't know, people will be against like advocating for less decisions, but sometimes I'm given so many choices in a game, and obviously like as a gamer you should advocate for there being more choices, but I kind of don't like it. Like, this doesn't have anything to do with like accessibility, I understand that, but like I started playing Lego Batman, and before I could play the game they were giving me like options of like not motion smoothing, but like basically everything to do with the graphics, and for me I'm just gonna play the game the way they developed it. Like, just make all these decisions for me, and if I want to change it, I'll go in the settings and change it. Like, I don't care enough about any of these, and everything, you see it a lot. I mean, specifically with Resident Evil 9 as well, that you have the options, and of course it's a quality of life option, but the option to change from first person or third person perspective depending on what character you're playing, and you could choose that ahead of time. But like, they default to first person for Grace and third person for Leon, so clearly that's what they intended. And there's been very few occasions when I felt the need to like change anything about a game. I'm trying to think of a recent example, but there was one. I did play the first Star Fox, and they give you different options, and one of them is definitely like notably worse, or the old Star Fox. And there was maybe Mario Kart. There was something a while back I was streaming, and people in the chat were like, "Oh, well, you can like map buttons to the buttons on the back of the controller." And I was like, I'm gonna level with you guys. I am not doing that. I'm just gonna play the game, and if I'm fucking up, I just need to get used to it. It's the same thing with like Bonanza, where it took me a while to get used to the face buttons being the directions you punch, but I wasn't gonna edit anything ahead of time. Like, I just knew if I played it for a couple hours that is the way I would learn how to play it. I know it's weird to advocate for less options, but I think they should decide for me. This, of course.
No, I agree. Honestly, I think in general, like there's I mean, modularity can be good, but I think it's important in a lot of situations to have an intended play style, an intended set of parameters for that most players should be using. And maybe you could like have the option for players to dig deep and change shit around, but I don't know. I think in general, like, games tend to be better, in my opinion, and that when there's clearly a certain way they're intended to be played in terms of like controls and I don't know, just general setup, and the game's balanced around that, you know.
I've really enjoyed what I've played of the new Lego Batman game, but it does make me think of the last like licensed Lego game they made, the Skywalker Saga, and I remember a big selling point of that was like, oh, for all the people that don't like the voice acting, that much prefer like the silent cutscenes, which of course at the time I really did, and I still kind of do. I think there's a level of comedy that's intrinsic to those early Lego games that's built into there being no dialogue whatsoever, although I understand it was a limitation of just the company of the time. But the way they went about this is like, oh, we have fully voiced cutscenes, but there's also a mumble mode in the game that you could turn off the dialogue. But it doesn't give you different cutscenes that are more visually indicative. It just turns the dialogue off in the cutscene. The same thing could be accomplished just by muting your TV. And clearly the game was not... I understand what they were doing, but clearly the game was not built for that mode in mind. So I just didn't even bother.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what I was getting at is that as someone who owns an Xbox and a Switch, if at any point I really felt the need to play Modern Warfare 4, it's on Game Pass. So I'm not playing that on my Switch. I'm still waiting for them to add Game Pass to Switch 2. That was a rumor from like 2019. Speaking of rumors from 2019, is this it? Yeah, Xbox has delayed the release of Fable until 2027.
Damn, it's almost a decade.
Yeah, I was going to say, when was this
doing?
announced?
I think it was like 2019. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, they're making it the best it can be. I just typed Gable instead. That's not what I'm looking for. Happy Pride Month, everyone, by the way. No, wait. When was it announced? Lionhead, Fable the Journey. Wait. Fable's the first new installment since 2012. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for, though. Development? Oh my god. Original Fable developer was closed by Microsoft in April 2016. Fable, the first mention of a new installment in the series came April 2017. So about 2017, 2018. So yeah, basically.
Oh, damn, that is like a decade.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's like the Simpsons movie. Like they almost made it in under that time. So yeah, I haven't played a Fable game. But I'm at the point now, both like monetarily and just as an enjoyer of video games, to the Old Republic, and I'm like, I don't want a remake of this at all.
Yeah, that's why I've been replaying, or I never finished it, but I decided to play Star Fox 64, the original, because like the new one, they're doing the remake, and I'm like, man, I really should just like have played the full Star Fox 64 by now. So like, I guess I'll play that. Game. Yeah, it's a short game as well. But also, I feel like part of playing Star Fox is playing it a couple times to at the very least, do a couple of the routes.
Star Fox in general has more like arcadey archetypes that you're meant to beat the game with multiple endings in the best way possible. So like we talked about this before, that like, if Fox or rather if Falco dies in one of the missions, he stays dead for the rest of the time and you get a lower ranking, a lower percent. So the goal is to have the best run of getting the best ending and getting everyone out unscathed. You don't have to do that, but that's kind of what it's built around. We also have ahead of the state of play, I don't know if this is featured in it, but Super Ukulele Kart. A page for it appears on SteamDB. We don't know anything about it. We haven't seen a trailer, a teaser, or anything. This is just the image of it. I do like that. Obviously, we know that Playtonic is made up of ex-Rareware devs from the 90s to 2000s era. I like that they're going back to a lot of their genres of games, but they're all within Yooka-Laylee. So like this is another example. They remade Yooka-Laylee and I still haven't played it, but there was a period of time afterwards when they released, I think, a 2D platformer. I forget what it was called, but it was
Yooka-Laylee.
Yeah, and everyone said it was way better than Yooka-Laylee. So I like that. Like,
it was better than the original. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah, the developers, the composers, the writers, the artists that made like Donkey Kong Country and Banjo-Kazooie and Diddy Kong Racing are just doing those genres again. But now Yooka-Laylee is the character. Like, instead of having multiple different characters, these are just our franchise games. And despite the rocky launch of Yooka-Laylee, again, I like haven't played it. I'm glad that they're still like around, because to me, I'm like, oh yeah, like the new game Yooka-Laylee, that's also basically over a decade. It will be pretty soon.
Yeah. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of crazy. Like, you're right. It is over a decade. I will say Impossible Lair is like fantastic. And I did play Yooka-Laylee. That is also a really, really good game.
Would you
I trust
original?
Playtonic. I did not hate the original, but it was also a very cumbersome game. There were a lot of cumbersome issues I had with that game. there are parts of it I miss in Replayly, but very little where I can say that it outshines Replayly, because Replayly outshines it in almost every aspect. It is literally, well, first of all, it runs. And they also just released a new update today for Steam where it runs at 60 FPS on Steam Deck, so that's always good. But I played it on Switch too when they dropped the 60 FPS patch. Very fun. Very, very good, very tight platformer. They really learned their lesson from the criticisms they got with the original game release. People are saying that this better be a Diddy Kong Racing type game, and I don't disagree that I think that that's the best option to go. But honestly, I think I'd much prefer if this was more like a Crash Team Racing kind of thing, where it was like sort of like an adventure mode baked into it, where it's like you got hub worlds and stuff like that. It's sort of like a collectathon type kart racer. I think that'd be really cool.
I mean, of all of the kart racing games that I've played in my life, all these different genres, all these different companies, all these different characters, the one I had the most fun with in single player was just the Mario Kart DS mission mode, where it had like boss fights and stuff. I always thought that was really fun, to the point where, like, because these other kart racing games, they're built around the mechanic of racing. So if there's, like, how they do boss fights in Diddy Kong Racing, it's still a race. You're still chasing down that boss. But the boss fights that you had to do in the mission mode of Mario Kart DS, like, no, you were just, like, using your kart to fight them. And I think that Mario Kart World could benefit from something like that. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes close on Super Ukulele Kart. See if we hear anything more about this.
I will say they kind of missed opportunity to call it Super Ukulele Kartos, because there's a character in there named Kartos, which is a play on Kratos.
Nice. It's got to be tied to it somehow.
And they also missed the opportunity to call it Ukartlele, like it's right there.
Yeah.
On,
well, again, this
I'm doing your job for you.
The logo and the title as a whole kind of seems scuffed a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a placeholder, because it just like the page appeared. Do you think Shovel Knight will be in this game?
That'd be very funny if he was, because I say yes to Shovel Knight in like everything, like put him in everything.
Right. Dude, how many
Yacht Club games is chill like that, I think.
I was gonna say, comparing Yacht Club to Playtonic, which company has released more games?
Which company has released more games?
Playtonic, I think.
Because Yacht Club has
technically speaking, Yacht Club published some games.
Okay.
But they've only developed 2, I think.
Well,
or maybe 3. I forget if Cyber was them or if they just published that.
So is Mina the Hollower arguably the second one then?
It's either second or third, but like they have not had a miss. They have not had any misses. Whereas arguably Playtonic have had a miss.
Yeah, rocky start, but I mean that's the thing with what was the story with Mina the Hollowers? They said if it didn't sell a certain amount of copies that they were just like,
if it didn't sell 200,000 copies, they'd be in deep trouble. They want 500,000, like they'd be happy with 500,000, and they really, really want 1 million. And as of today, in the first 3 days, oh no, not even as of today, but in the first 3 days, they've sold 300,000 copies.
Nice, that's good. But I guess that's like
which
the
is
value
great. That's amazing.
Of Playtonic, is you hear about a company like, because Yooka-Laylee was a crowdfunded game, right?
Yeah,
that's why they were gonna have JonTron in it. It was a crowdfunded game. And you hear about these all the time, and they only ever end up making, like, that one game. So I'm glad that Playtonic is, like, a consistent... Especially with the folding of companies like Toys for Bob. Like, companies within the actual traditional system that are getting folded. I'm glad that they're still, like, an active participant, and they just haven't released Yooka-Laylee and then fucked off. Even if I won't necessarily play a Yooka-Laylee kart racing game, I'm glad to see that it's still happening.
Yeah,
it is kind of crazy that like again, like they really have been getting better and better. I still think Impossible Lair is the tightest game they've released so far, but Replayly is a very good game.
They got to do a collection like Toy Story. They got to get everything all up in there. Of course,
it's also kind of crazy that like, and now that Toy Story is coming out, like the more and more, the longer and longer we wait, the more I'm realizing, like, how has there not been like a banjo thing yet? Like, people have been asking and asking for just like a remaster of them. And yeah, we got that in 2008, 2009. That was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to think about.
So much so that like the stop and swap mechanic was re-implemented, and the reward for it is an Xbox avatar. And that shit just like doesn't. It's like the Mii's, like you can use them, but they're buried behind a menu. There has to be something else going on. Well, I mean, we saw with Fable, like maybe Xbox games just don't get made. Maybe they were working on
there was
Banjo
a whole
for
thing.
a decade.
It's crazy because there was a whole thing. I don't know if I sent this to you, but it's like this whole thing where it's like the thing that Xbox players want most is a new Banjo game. Like there was a whole like article and tweet about it, and I'm just thinking, what the fuck are we doing now? Like, come on, guys!
Also,
like you have to have something in the works.
If you're Xbox and you're looking at all of the subsidiaries that you own and hoping that they make something big, arguably like Sea of Thieves was the biggest thing for Xbox in that late 2010s period. Like people still play Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That was a huge
like
success for them. I feel like there has to be something else going on. Like somebody somewhere really doesn't like it. I mean, the only reason we got Voodoo Vince remastered is because Phil Spencer really likes that game, and I think he worked on that game. Otherwise, nobody would have given a shit about Voodoo Vince. So there's got to be someone on the Xbox side, or maybe even the Rare side, that just really doesn't want to do it. Or, like Fable, maybe it's been in development for 15 years, and they just had to keep restarting over and over again. Because we talked about this when we were at the party 2 weeks ago, that during that Direct where they were showing off Banjo, they're like, oh yeah, you could play Banjo on the Xbox. Still the only way to... I think now it's on NSO, if I believe. I mean, now we got...
original and TUI are on NSO. So it's like, come on, let's pick the pace up. Even if you have to go for Toys for Bob, even if you can't do Rareware, like do something. Like you're sitting on this doing nothing.
Yeah,
THQ Nordic, fucking Digital Eclipse. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Because like, I mean, I didn't really go over it, but like, normally, I do want to embrace the Nintendo Switch Online service a little bit more, because I often get in my, when it comes to streaming or visuals, I'm like, no, I want to play it on original hardware. But not only do I not really have the funds for that right now, but also it kind of just, with my capture card, the AV conversion just kind of looks bad. Like it looks worse than if I just played it on NSO. So I did that with Star Fox and Star Fox 2. Normally, I would be of the opinion that, like, oh, no, I'd play it on original hardware. But Donkey Kong 64 is an exception because this one has so many annoying things in it that I think could be greatly benefited from the save states and the freezability and just it looking better. Because I don't know what it is. I played this last year and then Gex 64 earlier this year. It's so much darker. And maybe you're supposed to play it in like a really dark room, but like the cave sections, I had to turn the gamma all the way up and make the screen green because I couldn't see what was happening. Same thing happened with Banjo.
Are you talking about the original or the re-release?
The Nintendo Switch Online, or if the 64 games
I don't know.
Too.
Well, do you ever watch that like one Cyber Shell video about DK64?
Yes. With the fucking the spinning fan.
With the fish, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm wondering if it's going to be something like that or something that's a little different, because honestly, I really don't know what to expect, because it could be something like that, and if that is the case, people might be fucked, and it might be like impossible to 100%. Yeah. But I know they're not just taking ROMs, because I don't know if you remember this or not, but when Kirby 64 came to the system, there was like a soft lock fighting Arco or Acro, the fish boss, where if you get hit, you just can't move. Like you cannot move at all. And that was never in the original game. And it got so bad that they actually had to like go in and actually like change it up, like change up some of the code in the game to make it work on NSO. And also, I don't know if they ever fixed this, but in Paper Mario 64, luckily, I never encountered this, but this was a well-known glitch that people were really fucking annoyed at, and I cannot say I blame them. If at any point you died with Spark as your partner, there is a chance that your game could crash and your save data could be deleted.
That's awesome.
Right,
yeah,
yes.
I'm pretty sure
Like,
they fixed that though, because I remember like that was a big like
that was thing.
Well,
you know, I shit on Nintendo a lot for how long it takes them to release, you know, emulated games on like NSO. But I think part of the reason it takes so long is they're very serious about kind of not letting those things kind of pass the goalie, you know?
Yeah. Well, I remember early on with Nintendo Switch Online for the N64 that like the reflection texture in Ocarina was like really fucked up, like it wasn't working. And that were the early criticisms of it, and then they went back and fixed it. So I guess I am glad, because you see it when you play on a lot of emulators, specifically like PlayStation emulators, that if you just post the ROM, it kind of gets fucked up. Like, it's not an exact science, and that's why we're seeing the increase of game recompilations online. So that, like, the game is running the way it was supposed to, it's just running right off of your computer. And that's why I prefer these. I don't prefer that they take so long to release, but I would much rather them do a little bit more work internally than just kind of posting the ROMs, because that creates like an entire can of worms. However, now that we have the N64 and I almost said GameCube, Game Boy Online, there's really no reason you shouldn't be able to use the save packs like that or switch out the packs. There needs to be some kind of something with that. Because I think it was Stadium specifically that you needed the pack on the back of the controller for something, and you just couldn't access it because they don't have, like, it doesn't read your controller as that controller.
You needed it for that, and you also needed it for like the Mario Golf, Mario Tennis games, because you needed it for like the characters, and it's just like,
and if the games are
I don't remember if they like
both of the ROMs, like there should be a way to go between them. Like, I mean, we could get Pokemon from fucking Red and Blue on the eShop into Sun and Moon. This shouldn't be impossible to do.
Right. I think the only thing that they're like that's keeping them is because GB and GBC are on the normal NSO and 64 is on expansion pack. That might be like what's being like, well,
but you're right. That's probably true.
It is stupid, but like it's also like I kind of understand there's a bit of a hurdle there, but also, I mean, guys, come on, like get your shit figured out.
Right. Make it the entire expansion pack. I don't care. I'm already paying for it.
Or, you know, edit the ROM and have it so that it's already built into the game, you know?
Right.
It doesn't have to work.
Done there.
Just make it in there, you know?
We, of course, have our good friend and source Nate the Hate saying, we have recorded a new episode, which will be available on Wednesday morning. We talked about this earlier, that the last episode of their podcast was one where they talked about the releases of a lot of these games, as well as Star Fox 2026. And we do have some footage, courtesy of Nintendo Life, of them playing Star Fox 2026. Do we know where this is? I actually don't know where this is. Is it at...
I don't know, but I do know that, like, so one of the photos they posted that aim was not blurred out.
Yes.
And it's Rhythm Heaven Groove. Yeah, exactly.
So now we know what the icon looks like.
I'm sorry, Rhythm Paradise Groove, because they're in the UK.
Yeah.
So clearly it's somewhere in the UK.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe that's just, maybe they merged the titles like Resident Evil BioShock. I forget what it's called.
Also,
Biohazard, right.
I heard this from some other guy who got to play hands-on with this, but apparently they made them play really, really badly because they were not allowed to unlock the expert route in the game. So they had to play badly in order to not show off too much.
That's nuts. Maybe your friend's lying. Maybe your friend just sucks at the game.
No, it's Andy Robertson, someone who's like well known.
Yeah. When does he say the thing?
I'll see if I can find it. Hold on.
I mean, there's a lot of footage here. I've got clips from it, but I'm just waiting for them to show up as well. I mean, we could talk about this. That, like, I believe outside of Ocarina, and also Nate the Hate said something about Nintendo Switch Sports, everything that was featured in that pod has been announced or released. And that's why people have talked about leaks, like, oh, maybe there's going to be a direct this June because this person said so, or because this thing is happening. But I think just realistically, it's what we said, that once all these games are announced and released, we really don't have stuff from like July onward. The main thing that was from last June, the last June direct. It seems that June is the time they're going to do them now. Probably the second or third week of June. I'm not locking in anything specifically. I'm just saying that's realistically what might happen. But the only game that was shown off at that initial Switch 2 Direct that we haven't seen anything more about is Duskbloods. And that's concerning a little bit, because even the other, because that is being worked on, not externally, but like it is a Bandai game developed for them. That the sheer fact that we haven't heard anything, obviously it's technically a third party, so it's not really up to Nintendo, but I wasn't super into it. Of course, it's a Switch 2 exclusive, so I was down to play it. But like, I fear it may not come out in 2026. We'll still have to see. Maybe I'll be wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. But yeah, all of the announcements that could happen ahead of us are going to be entirely new things, unless the Ocarina thing does actually happen, in which case that is not a new thing. Not only do we know about it, but also it is very clearly an old thing. But I am interested to see how they go about it. Yeah, they have different modes that they went over. So we do have additional clips that people were sending me. The Star Wolf entrance. I think I have this.
Oh,
muted,
okay, yeah. So someone said, and I think it's true. I think Wolf is now voiced by Steve Bloom.
It
which
sounds
I'm
like
all
it.
for.
Wait,
I love Steve Bloom.
And let you do that, Star Fox.
Like that is 100%.
Or someone doing that.
Can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Andros sent us. He doesn't mind if I make a mess.
Happy!
Sorry, they kind of fucked you up a little bit.
Emperor Andros' enemy is mine.
I was sent
That is
another
not the
post.
voice that should be coming out of him. Why does he kind of sound like Antoine a little bit?
I mean,
Like from
some people
fucking
were happy
Sonic
about it.
Sad AM.
People were saying this
Like,
is
what is it?
Andros sounds like.
Emperor
He'll snip
Andros'
his neck.
enemy is mine.
I hope he's okay in the end.
No, he sounds like fucking. I don't know. I think he should sound like a lot more gross. I
I
don't
like
know.
that all of these posts are sourced from the same video. I do like this clip that he like interrupts Slippy to get it out.
That's why you shouldn't rush a systems.
Do a barrel roll.
Look!
That's why you shouldn't rush a systems.
Do a barrel roll.
I still
Do a barrel roll.
know, but I guess we'll see.
When I got back from the trip, I watched all of Mission Hill. So now he's definitely batting around him. I mean, that's
yes.
his fucking Mission Hill.
That's why you shouldn't rush a systems.
Do a barrel roll.
Exactly. So you agree? It's like Scott Menville, probably,
what's the
right?
little brother's name again?
Kevin.
Yeah, that's his Kevin.
That's why you shouldn't rush a system.
I'm glad we got a Kevin game
Exactly.
in 2026. Well, that is,
Dude, I fucking love
believe,
Mission Hill.
in the grand scheme of games, you know, potentially more stuff from Nintendo, more information about Star Fox, Super, it should have been Super Ukulele card. A lot.
So many
Fable's
good
been
names
delayed.
that they didn't choose.
Games coming out, Donkey Kong 64, Steam Deck is getting raised. Hey, there's people in the Minecraft Movie Squared, Toy Story
Whoa.
Collection. I believe that is everything outside of the realm of the PlayStation State of Play. So how would you guys like to go about this?
I mean, can I be honest? There's really only one thing I want to talk about. I don't know if there's
Okay.
anything that you guys specifically want to talk about that was in this, but
I mean,
I
we
think
could, like,
if it's the
mute-
same thing we want to talk about.
We could like mute in 2x speed just to like go over everything.
Okay.
Okay, so it was a little
I
bit
did.
longer.
I did also want to say, I don't know how much of it you played. I do have some opinions on Yoshi. I'd love to.
Okay, yeah.
I'd love to gab about that while we're
course, yeah.
waiting.
Or see a little bit of
I feel like
Wolverine. Mhm.
I feel like people are like very on the fence with how to take Yoshi. Personally, I think it's very good, but you have to be in the right mood to play it. It's one of those games that you cannot play for like long bursts of time. I think you gotta like pick up and play like little bits at a time. Like you really can't just do it all in one long thing, or else you're gonna get really frustrated.
It is a very dangerous game for a guy like me who loves seeing everything a game has to offer.
It is. It
they
really
give me a
is.
checklist, and like I can't not. And I imagine this is way cooler in 2x speed.
It's kind of crazy.
I imagine that the game
You're right.
itself, like the campaign, isn't that long. So what I normally do, and the thing I had to like actively fight while playing Lego Batman, is what I normally do is I won't progress until I've gotten everything in a section. So like I'll systematically make my way upwards and through it. Maybe 20K was too much. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go 1080p. I don't need anything greater than 1080p. He's covered in some kind of icky paint like goop. But for that, like, Yoshi, I was okay with going through the game because it's a short game. I haven't finished it yet, but, you know, I'm coming up to play more of it. I guess I'm just going to play it every Thursday until the release of Star Fox, and then that'll be the next thing. Hopefully I'll get everything in it by that point. That, a lot of it, I guess I can get the footage here. That might be a little better for what we're, just a switch over. Then we can get back to the state of play. Who are your fan casts for the Star Fox game?
Yoshi and that fuck ass book. Let's see, fan cast for Star Fox.
Zendaya as Crystal, Ryan Gosling as Fox, Tom Holland as Falco,
Nice.
Odessa Zion as Slippy,
God.
Jack Black as Wolf.
That's awesome.
That's
fuck. Shit.
Did you?
Ben Stiller as Wolf.
Dan, did you alternate between Yoshis, or did you pick your favorite color and then just play as that?
I just picked dark blue Yoshi because I pretended it was Boshi, and I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome.
That was
I love
my
that.
first ever Smash
I'm like,
main.
this is
was
just
that deep blue
Boshi.
Yoshi, yeah.
It's just Boshi. Just give him sunglasses, bada bing, bada boom.
Before I learned about how cool Wolf was.
This is a completionist nightmare because you never know how much there's gonna be. So I'm also like, I haven't finished the game yet, but I'm on World 5.
Yeah.
Like, I'll also say the Yoshi music has been pretty hit or miss. I love the music in Woolly World. I hate the music in Crafted World.
Interesting.
I was worried with this game. I will say I don't love the main theme. I think it's a little too simple, a little too much of that kindergartner theme. But the music otherwise has been very solid. I do not hate the music in this game, which is shock of shocks.
Well, depending on which Yoshi game you're playing. But yeah, for those of you who aren't aware, a lot of it, they give you very short levels that they do have an end goal, but for the most part, you're doing investigations about individual creatures. And the first one is like this flower creature. And you can fill out a book of information about them by doing specific things. So, like, you can fill out a page in the book by ground pounding them and they get, like, stuck in the ground. Maybe if you throw a specific fruit at them. What I'm trying to do here in this footage, and it took me, like, a while to actually figure out how to do it, is get the flower crown. And I don't even know how I fucked this up, but what you're supposed to do... We'll see if I can actually get to the point where I get it to work. So yeah, it's a lot of this. It's a lot of messing with specific characters and specific enemies to make stuff happen. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
You throw them in a very specific flower, and they throw a very specific flower crown. And if you don't use... I'll be honest, if you don't use the points to unlock the hint, you're probably not going to figure that out. So that's what a lot of this game is. It's figuring out things about these creatures. So I haven't beaten it, like, just full out, but I imagine, again, it's a short game, but then there's a lot of individual stuff you can go through. And this is how I started out playing. I also like that depending on what Yoshi
I would say it's not easy just because you can't die. Because there's a lot you have to figure out. Like, it is not easy to figure out every little thing.
It's, weirdly, you don't see a lot of, and because people compare them to like Metroidvanias, you don't see a lot of like 2D exploration games. But that's what this is, going into individual levels. And yeah, you unlock more once you leave and you don't know that there's ones missing. It's, it's a nightmare for guys like us where I want to fill out that checklist more so than anything.
I forget who said this, but someone said it's sort of akin to like Pokemon Snap, where there's no other game quite like it, and the point of the game is very different from other games, and I definitely agree with that. It is very much like, you are not going to enjoy this game if you're expecting a normal platformer, because this is not a platformer. It's like a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game, basically.
Yeah. I mean, if you when I said, like, there's clear conditions, it's not so much that, like, oh, you just get to the end of the level. There is one of those pages in the book that will take you out of the level, and that will, like, unlock the next level. But for the most part, it's mainly just about going through it and trying to get all the pages for all of them. And also within the game, when you discover the enemies, you can either name them yourselves or allow the book to name them. Have you been naming them, or have you been doing the book names?
I've been doing both. Sometimes he comes up with good names and I'm lazy and I don't really want to. It's a little annoying. I will say it's kind of annoying that he can come up with names that are more than 10 characters, but we're only allowed 10 characters for the names. It's like,
Interesting.
I don't know why we couldn't have the same characters that he had.
Well, he's the mysterious book. He works in mysterious ways.
I guess so, yeah. Yoshi in that fuck ass book.
Right.
But I,
You're always on that damn
for some of them, like the fucking Kirby enemy, I just called it Kerbo. I
That's
didn't care
what
what
I
he
did.
said. It's like it's
I
Kerbo.
was doing
yeah.
for like I was going with like pseudo scientific names, so I called these things Vlackenflues because they're just walking flowers. And I think for Kirby it was like Kerbasuck or something like that. So yeah, another
funny. I like that.
unlockable. And I will continue to go through Yoshi in the Mysterious Book, but when I was playing Lego Batman, I don't know if you guys have played any of that yet, that like those levels are actually quite long. And within that first stream, I think 2 hours in, I was done with the prologue. I kept getting sidetracked doing bullshit. And even then, like, outside of that, even if you're running to the end of the level, like, the levels are a lot longer than you think. Or maybe just me trying to collect all the studs, because I do love collecting things. But this is why I'm in a weird state of mind now, where I'm watching this new E3. I'm hoping, by the way, I feel like one of the... not bad, but like definitely a slow episode we had of Switch 2 Ultra very early on was going through the Summer Games Fest, all of the announcements. And out of that entire thing, there were maybe like 2 to 3 games that I was excited for. One of them was Mouse PI for Hire, which I still haven't played. I got to do a mouse double feature of the 2 new mouse games. And the other one was Felt That Boxing. And we still haven't heard anything, so I'm hoping to hear more this weekend. But I'm in like kind of a tight... Ignore this guy. Who cares about him? I'm kind of in a tight spot right now where I'm seeing games that I kind of want to play, and they're like, oh, it comes out October, $70, and I'm like, oh no. Like I'm at the point now where I'd rather they announce less of them. Look, it's Jean Grey from Marvel.
I know, right? It's kind of like I'm waiting for Nintendo to announce their big holiday game, but at the same point, I'm like, there's a lot of games coming that I really want to get. Like I just also got, even though it's been out for a while, I just got Disney Afternoon Collection for Switch 2 because they just released it physically.
Nice.
And you know, I fucking love DuckTales. Bring DuckTales. I mean, fucking, they just did Rayman Origins, but we'll get to that.
Right. I didn't mention it, but there's I think an internal release about Minecraft on Switch 2, because Minecraft has like individual editions, but we haven't seen anything about that yet. There's also, we're not listening to the dialogue, but there was a bit earlier in this trailer where they're like, he might even meet some other mutants. And then there's a bit where he picks up a piece of red hair, and then he goes, red hair. But still, when Jean Grey shows up, I was watching the live chat while watching this as well. That was going like, oh my, holy shit, Jean Grey. It's like, yeah, man, they basically say that like a bit ago. When does he do the bike slide? The funny bike slide. This moment here, too, this shit pissed me off. What's the line he says? He says, how's that feel, shorty? Referring to Wolverine. This shit doesn't work when Wolverine's like 7 foot. You got to make this guy 5'5". That would make this game an instant 10 out of 10 for me if he was a little guy. I do like that.
I thought canonically he was a little guy.
He's supposed to be. Basically, every interpretation except for the Hugh Jackman one, he's like a short manlet. And I think that this game takes after those movies as well. Because, like, he's wearing the traditional Wolverine suit, but it's also the way the suit appears in Deadpool and Wolverine. So it's more based on that, even though it was in development longer than that movie. Well, maybe not in development longer, but in development longer than that movie was announced, at least to us. Right. I mean, it seems, of all I will say, like, I know this is a traditional property. Of all the games they've shown off in the State of Play, that a lot of them are, you're watching cutscenes, or it's a story-based adventure, or they're zombies and you got a gun and you're focusing on the storyline. This shit does look the most like a video game, and it does look fun. I know it's showing us cutscenes right now, but the actual section where you're just hitting a button and beating the shit out of people, that seems kind of fun. Sorry, wait. Go back real quick. I know that's Sabretooth. Was that supposed to... Sentinels? Is this supposed to be... This isn't Deadpool, right? This is just some other thing. I really hope not.
I think that's a cosplayer.
Oh, he's a fan of Deadpool.
It's like Dark Knight with the Batman cosplayers, and then he dies.
Not
and then,
that I would know. Everything I know about the Arkham games, I'm learning from Lego Batman. I will say, what I've heard is a lot of the stuff people like, because, like, Before I was against the Lego dialogue just off of principle. I preferred the Lego games where there was no dialogue. But then I've played other ones when the dialogue was like kind of okay, but like not that funny. But I've really liked their Lego Disney Plus specials that they've been doing for Star Wars. Those have been really good, or really okay. And the new Lego Batman game is really funny. And I don't want it to be like reference slop the entire time, but there were definitely bits they referenced that I found really funny. Because I've only gotten to the Ra's al Ghul section, which in the Chris Nolan movies is played by Liam Neeson. And when he introduces himself to Batman, he says he has a particular set of skills. Stuff like that. Not just references to Batman. More Marvel, though. So, I don't know if you watched this trailer at all. I know everyone else. I don't know the person. Who is this? The person they're introducing right now. What is this? Is his name Mr. Champion? Is this a Marvel guy?
I've never heard of this guy before.
What about this guy? You know this guy?
Now, this guy I've heard.
Right now, which is Doom, Magneto. Have they shown off Magneto yet? Because when this game was first announced, I was really hoping for a new Marvel vs. Capcom game. I'm like, now's the perfect time to do it. Also, I love the way that the Green Goblin and Carnage look in this, specifically Carnage. Spider-Man also does make a note to call him Gobby, which I appreciate.
Aww.
Yeah, the team is only these 4. And then at the end of this trailer, I believe they do a little teaser and show that there is one team left to be revealed. Because the game comes out in August. Yeah, so these were individual trailers we saw of this game. I'm hitting the fucking comma right now. Hold on. Yeah. And I think I could see who that might be. But yeah, if this is like a modern equivalent,
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, if this is a modern equivalent of Marvel vs. Capcom, it seems that Doom and Magneto control the way they do in those games, and those games are very popular amongst fighting game fans.
From my perch atop the tree of tranquility. Yet,
so what do you think about
there are
this?
some
This did
that
leak
are
out before the
uncertain,
state of play.
even to me.
Okay. I am excited for this. People are saying that this is unnecessary, but I don't fucking care.
Right.
I love this game.
What's the same, the argument we talked about before is that, this is a remake of one of my favorite games. Arguably one of the best platformers. But, I've played that game. It looks like it's taking the Star Fox 64 approach. I don't think this is just a trailer. I imagine the game itself has, cutscenes as well. So I know that this is in the original. Is this little Panzer Dragoon section also in the original?
No, it's not.
This is new.
It is not in the original. Everything in the original is just 2D.
Okay. So these 3D sections they talked about, because that's what we heard before the state of play, is that it's going to have original 3D sections. And honestly, it might be worth getting solely for that. I will say prefer the original art style, but this is a
same.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can imagine that's kind of a downside for some people, because the game, I feel like the original one had such a memorable 2D kind of direction. But
I do like how they just didn't change Glowbox at all. He is just still the same, and I think that's very
he had the fucking Smiling Friends pip surgery. One eye is supposed to be bigger than the other. A little bit.
Is it not still bigger?
I guess it is in this angle. Okay. Oh yeah, how do you feel about Rayman's voice?
There's a little bit of a chance.
Well, that's the original voice. That's David Glassman or David Gassman.
Did he have voice lines in Rayman Legends?
No.
Okay, yeah. I just meant how do you feel about him having a voice in this game, and presumably voiced.
So okay, here's the thing. First of all, I will say the one thing I'm very, very tentative about is if anyone's played Rayman Legends,
right,
they can tell you that the highlight of the game, at least for most people, are the music levels. Those are the highlights for almost everybody. And I have heard that they are different.
Oh.
Which I'm a little nervous about.
They're dropping the license.
I'm a little nervous about that. That is literally the peak of the game. There is a flow state of those levels that just once you get into it is so perfect. And I don't know, it bothers me a little bit. But I mean, other than that, it looks fantastic. I will say though, I saw something on Twitter, X, the Everything app.
Everything app, of course, yeah.
Someone said something, and it kind of did stick with me. It's that's actually kind of a good point. in that it doesn't look bad and it actually looks very good, but it also is sort of like kind of them stepping away from Rayman's goofiness in a way,
Interesting.
which is kind of a fair point. I mean, it doesn't seem to be trying to be as goofy, you know, like the Ubi art style. I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful that. Okay, so another thing about this game is this wasn't announced with it, but coming with this game, all versions of the game, is Rayman Origins Enhanced Edition. And that basically means that you can play Rayman Origins on modern consoles, which is great. Fantastic game.
That still
I'm
sticks to
very
its original
worried.
art style, I think, right?
I'm very hopeful that it is because
We haven't seen that.
I'm really worried.
Yeah.
But I am hopeful that they don't lose that goofy side to them, because I do love how this looks, but at the same time, I think the Ubi art style just looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
it looks
like,
timeless. It looks timeless.
Yeah,
and I
this
don't think this is going to
arguably
look
worse.
timeless.
Yeah, who's that over there? Like, why is that a human woman? What
That's
is this pose
Batilla.
reminding me of? Yeah, but why does she look like that? For those of you who don't know, I can't speak to the remake, but Rayman Legends is like one of the best 2D platformers. I think.
I mean, that's
One of my
the
favorites.
Mario sex kick pose, basically.
Right. And now we got Wind Waker remake. So this we can put this on double. Like this. Rancho, I believe I have this written down. I do have it correctly.
It's
Yeah.
from Dave the Diver.
Yeah. Is it Boncho or Rancho? I
think it's
corrected
Boncho.
it. Boncho. And it also says that, yeah, Boncho the chef. It does also say that it's, I forget the subtitle, but a slow-cooked prequel. Do you know what this is a prequel for? Because I do not.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, I mean, it looks fine. I don't know what this is tied to at all. I mean, Dave the Diver, that was a big game, right? Or at least it did really. I remember it had a kind
Oh
of a
yeah, no, it was a
moment.
massive game. Maybe this is for Dave the Diver.
You think a prequel of that?
Well, because they have a restaurant in Dave the Diver. Maybe this is for that specifically. Maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows, honestly.
And then we have this.
What is this again? I don't even remember anymore.
This is, I have Kemeru, and they're yokai hunters.
Whoa, yokai.
This is another, like, cult of personality thing. I forget her name or who she is, but she has, like, a little snippet afterwards. I don't know. She's the one that people always call cute, the developer, or the director. I don't remember her name or who she is, but we're going to see it. It will pop up very soon after we see all this cool stuff. Anything is just movement slop nowadays. I think it's a deplorative, but I mean, it looks fun. What it does look like is it looks like Sunset Overdrive. We've got
It does a little bit. That's
We've had a
crazy.
complete Sunset Overdrive cultural victory. I think I'm just a lot
Did
more
that game even
selective.
sell well? I don't think it did.
I don't think. I mean, they didn't make another one, so I think I'm just a lot more selective and tentative with the games I get now. I mean, everything. Yeah, this is coming 2027. Her, Ikumi Nakamura, because she's appeared at Game Awards and accepted speeches. Let me look into this.
Oh, that's interesting. They just said that Murphy is going to be in the game in Rayman Legends, and funnily enough, he's voiced by the other Rayman voice actor, Billy West.
That is fun. I do like that. Oh, artist on the
So
Evil
I'm glad
Within,
that they're
Evil
kind of like
Within
going
2,
back to roots with that.
Ghostwire Tokyo. She also did artwork for Okami and Bayonetta. Okay, this is why we know her. Because of the Nintendo of it all, of course, yeah. So yeah, this is, like I said, I have it written down. I don't even need to look at the thing on my notes, though, because, oh, it's on her shirt. It's Kamuri. That's what it is. So a lot of the time, this one at least looks more like a game than the other stuff we see. You see that little skeleton that popped up behind the painting? A real blink and
Ooh,
you miss it
spooky.
moment. A jump scare.
Whoa.
When are they going to make another back?
This is like that one jump scare in Backrooms, the movie I haven't watched yet.
Right. I mean, it is just like when the skeleton shows up. And this is more game. Yeah, there's Kamori. It's coming. I try not to concern myself with games that come out in 2027. That's none of my business. That's like decades from now. You guys have any strong feelings about Tomb Raider as a franchise?
I have not played a single game, so that is my opinion. I like.
I feel like I should get into it to like kind of bond with my like friends who are in their 30s and 40s.
Right, be a proper gaming fan.
Yeah.
Everything's a franchise game. Well, this seems like sort of an in-between of both like because it follows the Resident Evil technique where the last couple games were return to forms, or not return to forms, but they kind of reshaped the way the game is played and also had a lot of successful remakes. So it seems that this game is both like sort of retooling the mechanics of the early game while also leaning into like the story combat aspects, taking after the likes of Uncharted and even that like Indiana Jones game. This, I was concerned, was going to be Tokyo. What is it called? Tokyo Ghoul? No, that's like an anime or something. Tokyo Scramble. Tokyo Scramble.
Yeah,
the game I played on the Switch 2 that was about dinosaurs and it sucked. But the thing about this, I just referred to everything as like a franchise game, right? Like everything is a movie or a TV show or.
Well, people thought this was going to be Dino Crisis.
Well, the thing, do you know the title of this game?
I don't know the title. What is it?
Well, it'll show it at the end of this, and we're watching on 2x speed. It'll pop up eventually.
Ew, why does she look like that?
The Lost Wild. Okay. Any relation to the Lost World, perhaps? The Jurassic Park?
Or the Outer Wild?
Whoa,
or the Outer
crossover between the two?
Or where the wild things are?
Ooh, or hit Disney film The Wild.
I thought it was Out of the Wild, or
I think it's just called The Wild.
Am I? Or Into the Wild? I don't remember.
Now Blade Zero. There's another game later. Oh yeah, there's an Ace Combat game, and it's called Ace Combat 8: Wings of Thieves. And I was like, oh, you mean like Sea of Thieves? Going to the GameStop and accidentally asking for the wrong game. That's how they get you. Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero. It's going to be a gameplay and story deep dive. I would much rather see a gameplay deep dive. But speaking of franchise stuff, now what do you guys know about the world of Dune?
Something about worms. I know Futurama did an episode about it.
Yeah, they do say that you could play this game alone or with friends, but it also seems to be a very like large scope RPG where you can choose you can customize your character.
Yeah, this doesn't look like it'd be fun with friends.
Yeah, but the other thing too is like, oh, you can choose different paths. You could be a soldier or someone out in the sand, or you could join the Bene Gesserit or be with the Bene Gesserit. But the plot of Dune, this isn't a spoiler because this is like just the plot of Dune. This is how it starts, is that the Bene Gesserit are an all-woman magical cult. And Paul Atreides is basically like Ganondorf, the firstborn boy of the Bene Gesserit in a very, very long time. And they could choose to have a boy or a girl, and Paul's mom specifically chose to have a boy because she believes he was the chosen one. So the idea being, or rather could manipulate everyone into believing he was the chosen one. There's a lot into that. What I'm getting at is, like, it would be weird for your character to be like, oh yeah, me too also. I'm also a male Bene Gesserit. It kind of makes it a lot less special, unless we're to believe that Paul Atreides does not exist in this universe. Oh yeah, this title.
Well,
Dynasty
if everyone's
Warriors
special,
3.
nobody is.
I want to make sure I got this title correct. Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered. That's what it is. It's a remaster of the Complete Edition. Because it adds a character from a different game, from Dynasty Warriors Origins, something like that.
I'll take your word for it.
Guy,
I have no idea.
Ziluan. I just like the idea of there being a Complete Edition remastered. That's really funny to me. And then I think they kind of shadow announced something else. No, this game. What do we have here? I have written down No Rest for the Wicked. Apparently this is the team behind Ori, and what I played of Ori I did really like. They also refer to this as the full 1.0 release, and that the release is happening this October. So I don't know if you could play the beta or the alpha before this, but this seems to be the one they're releasing now. That's what we have.
Oh, well, I know that you can. They just released a Mina and No Rest for the Wicked bundle that you can buy. So, I mean, you can play it right now.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I guess it is before the 1.0 version. And then this is, of course, Onimusha Way of the Sword. And there's some gameplay there. There's a game right there. There it is. See the game. He's playing with a sword. He's swinging a sword around. He can stab that guy. He can run on walls. He has the power to push a log even. And he hates this guy. This guy with the big sword. Don't get me started on this guy. Ooh, boy, this is one tough customer. He hates that one. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. My sources are telling me it's coming out September 25th, 2026. Excited to play this game when it comes out September 25th, 2026. I also saw another post of people talking about this, that like basically every reveal in this, if it isn't already out, they're coming out in September and October. Just the collective fear across the gaming landscape that nobody wants to come out in the same month as Grand Theft Auto. Like, not even get a little bit close. They're all trying to avoid it the best they can. So, like, their major holiday games are all coming out in October. Granted, a lot of the games they show off, like, again, there's Onimusha again. A lot of games they show off, they're like, also, there's going to be an individual deep dive on its own later in the summer. But yeah, we've gone over, obviously the biggest excitement, at least for us early on, was that Rayman game. I do love Rayman Legends. And then we've been seeing other franchise games, seeing more of Dune, seeing more of Tomb Raider. When I saw this, I thought initially, okay, this is like a generic zombie monster thing. There's a little bit of fog, but you know, there's fog in a lot of horror games. As it goes on, there's a lot other mechanics, very analog. You know, analog is the big horror thing right now. And this reveal, I'm not going to say not excited, but like it shocked me more that I was like, oh, that's what that is? And we're getting up to it. We're seeing a door, we're seeing the fog, we're seeing the horror, we're seeing the Zoe as well. I don't want to skip too far ahead, but if we can just get to that title drop. Yeah, this. Fear the Truth Behind the Static. Silent Hill Townfall. I did not know this was a Silent Hill game until this moment right now. Because it kind of... I'm no expert, but it kind of doesn't seem or feel like one. But I'm glad
it doesn't look like one.
They've managed to do the thing that I want them to do with Metroid Prime 4. Where now that they've released the big, like, oh, this is the first Silent Hill game in like 2 decades, now they could just kind of open the floodgates and do a bunch of other shit. But this very spooky game is coming out September 24th. Is this the one I was talking about? Yeah, this is Ace Combat 8, Wings of Thief. It's about flying a plane, I think. And then
it's no Steel Diver, but it looks fine, I guess.
I mean, this is no 3DS game I can't remember the name of, but it had online early on for the 3DS. Yeah, my thing is just like if Samus was here, this would be... Like, if Star Fox was in that plane, then we're talking. But this is just some guy.
Like,
I don't know
make them
this
furry.
guy. Yeah.
Make them furries and we'll talk.
Not to be confused with King of Thieves. This also comes out in October. October 2nd, 2026. Oh, yeah, this is where they do it. Where, like, during the reveal of Ace Combat 8, they're just in, like, one line on the side, because they're talking about early access here. Is it this trailer that they do it? Whoa, this is all... Guys, if you wouldn't believe it, all this footage is inside the video game, as opposed to the other trailers where the footage is in someone's computer. Yeah, I know this is on double speed, but, like, very quickly, they're like, oh, Ace Combat 0. That's it. I don't know. I'm sure that means a lot to Ace Combat fans, but that's also coming.
Wait, is it called Wing of Thief or Wing of Thieves?
Wing of Thief. That's what I'm saying, man. It sounds like King of Thieves.
That's cool. What the fuck?
Wings of Thieves.
Is that actually... What the fuck has happened? Is that a word?
I don't know. It might be a place, because they called the other one the Bull. Yeah, Wings of Thief.
Oh, Thieve, like Theve. I thought they meant like thief. Okay.
No. This shit actually did kind of look fun, because I thought it was just going to be another card game. I've seen people talking about that new Forza. Yeah. Because at first, I was like, oh, man, this is a new thing. And then they start to play the Back to the Future theme here. Is it here? No, these are all different, like, pop culture cars, right? It was the Back to the Future theme that got me at first. It's going to happen probably after this, or maybe even after the scene after this one. Yeah, this one, the DeLorean. So for a little bit, I thought it could have just been a Back to the Future game. He's portraying... Which Ryan is it? Ryan Gosling's character in hit film Free Guy?
I will say, I do think this game looks pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks fun, like compared to all the other stuff. Finally getting that live-action Fall Guys movie. This is like something else. It's called Ill, I think. I don't know if they show any gameplay. It's by Team Clout, though.
Whoa, Clout? Hell yeah, I could use some of that.
Like Klaus? We gotta bump this up. When does stuff happen? Put that on 3. Yeah, I'm a YouTube Premium user. We can watch this on 3 times speed.
Dude, I can't wait for the 20 minutes of gameplay that comes at the end of this, and we're just gonna sit there silently.
Oh, we get to play. This entire state of play is a cutscene, and we're about to play the game. Lift up your controllers now. It comes out in 2027, which means to me it's not a real game yet. It doesn't exist. I thought for a second that this was Norman Reedus and this was going to be Death Stranding, but it's like something else. It's, how could I forget? It's Control Resonant.
This is a big deal if you're a fan of Control.
Right. And Resonant. And sorry,
Resonant,
I was
yeah.
confusing it with Resident Evil. My mistake. I thought this was another game. I don't know. I guess, like, I understand, like, we were doing a bit about it before, about, like, major franchises. Like, look, it's the thing you like. But I think for the most part, if they aren't going to show you a lot of gameplay, a lot of these games, you kind of just have to hear about it after people have already played it. Like, these trailers aren't doing a whole lot. We're missing that right now. And this is about... Oh, no, this is the Bungie one, right? I will say... there are entirely different worlds out there. Maybe I'm not as tapped into the mind of a gamer. I haven't played the Pragmata. Maybe I'm missing out on all the other stuff going on. I do my best to keep up. The entire, maybe not the entire chat, maybe a handful of people spamming. The chat on the side while watching this live the entire time was demanding a Destiny 3. Hashtag please save Destiny. I didn't even know that they weren't still playing Destiny 2. So when I saw that Bungie
I didn't even know that was an issue.
I thought that they were going... No, this is Marathon, which is a game that exists, I think, already.
It does
exist.
exist.
Shit, it comes out... That pack comes out today.
I will say, I think it's very funny that you could have paid money to watch this in an Alamo Draft House. Like, this is something that was being screened in theater.
Am I just like a Nintendo guy? Am I an asshole? But, like, that... People were asking me if I was going to, like, react to it, and I was like, and do what? Like, what...
Oh, cool.
Yeah, oh, okay, this looks fine. Like, I just don't... I don't know. Like, I don't want to think that it's inherently like, oh, wait a minute, this is something. 4x3, you've got my attention. That's Guitaro Man. Oh, yeah, they're also slowly drip-feeding their classics catalog. I will say that, like, early on, there were rumors that the PS5 was going to be like the... Oh, and Psychops, of course, from the Adult Swim.
Oh, yeah, Psychon's my favorite.
Rumors that the PlayStation 5... Oh, is this the fucking game with the... Wait. Is that the one with the giant enemy crab?
Yes, it is.
That's fucking awesome. All right, I'm glad they brought that back. Okay, so Onimusha is a series. Okay, now I'm going to play it, now that I know that it had past games. What was I getting at? That, on top of all the other stuff... that the appeal or the pitch that PS5 will be like the perfect PlayStation console made me really want to get it early on. I wanted those rumors to be true, because say what you will about Xbox, but like, it's only a handful of generations. I guess now we're 4 generations into it, but their console is pretty backwards compatible. Like, for the most part, most Xbox and 360 games run on the Series X, and Series X is the same infrastructure as the Xbox One anyway. Whereas the reason PS3 didn't do really well early on... Oh, this is another sequel to a game, right? Yeah, Until Dawn 2.
Whoa.
How long do you think it'll take them to make a movie adaptation of this?
I give it a month.
Okay.
Tops.
They hyped up this event by putting it in theaters, but it was no different than... Never been like a state of play where everyone was like, that was a really good state of play. It just seems like a lot of it I don't care about. Maybe that's just... Is
there really as much discourse about it? I think that's a part of the thing. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of these games like have fans and stuff like that, but I don't know. They're like, I think, you know, for what it's worth, I think what Nintendo has between itself and its fans is kind of unique in the gaming ecosystem. I think, like, you have much more devoted, like, Nintendo guys than you have, like, devoted Sony guys. And I think it's actually even more so nowadays because there's just not as many, like, Sony exclusive series anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's the case with a lot of these, is that, like, all of these games. Okay, this is God of War, so I guess we'll slow it down.
Oh,
a
yo,
little
who's ready
bit,
for
I suppose.
20 minutes of gameplay?
Oh
Let's
shit,
go.
is that what this is? Oh, that's
Yeah,
why
this
it was
is
so
just
fucking long.
20 minutes of gameplay.
Because at the very least, though, like, God of War at launch is going to only be on the PS5. And like Marvel Tokon earlier and Wolverine, those are only PS5. And PlayStation or Sony recently said that they're going to start pulling back from computers and like making sure they have exclusives on their machine. But like if you see a Nintendo game announced in a direct, you know it's going to be on the Switch too. Like there's a lot of these games they've shown off, I'm sure I could play on my Xbox or computer. Like there's nothing inherent to them being on PlayStation. Honestly, like the thing I was most excited for potentially is them having additional footage of Grand Theft Auto 6. And I'm not even going to play that on the PS5. I just thought that like maybe they have a specific deal where they can show off a trailer, because it's weird we haven't gotten a new trailer yet. We arguably haven't even really seen gameplay. And honestly,
except for that like leak or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen like apparently all the cutscenes we've seen are like in engine, like in gameplay, but we haven't seen like what it plays like really. So this is Faye. She's from God of War. I didn't play any of the new God of War games. Actually, for that matter, I haven't played any of the God of War games, but I know people really stand by them. Oh yeah, I think
played the God of War level in Astrobot. Does that count?
Yeah, see, everything I know about PlayStation comes from that game. There was also, now that the bandage has been ripped off, I think that they made a post on Twitter that was like Sly Cooper in Astrobot with like the side-eyeing emoji, and that just like, that nothing happened. I fear Summer Games Fest will be equally as underwhelming. At least the Summer Games Fest has like more indie games that have a little bit more intrigue. The only stuff I cared about last year around June was stuff at the Summer Games Fest, because they're not being published by Sony or published by Microsoft. They just are companies releasing games. I want to hear more about Felt That Boxing. I need to afford myself an opportunity to play other games, but I'm really into that Lego Batman and Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, because he always be on that damn book now for a while. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how these next couple months go. But yeah, this is the final thing they're showing off, right?
Yes, this is the final thing.
So. All right, how fast can I make this? Let's do times 4
like
speed.
4, yeah.
Jesus
like,
Christ, this is so slow. This is on 4 times speed? Oh my god, this sucks. That's awful. Oh, man.
Whoa, a guy.
Oh, a spooky skeleton.
Oh, a skeleton.
That was the jump scare from the back rooms.
I do like, so Mina the Hollower.
Yes.
Just to talk about a game that is actually great. The bones are their money in Mina the Hollower.
Really?
The bones are their money, yeah.
Wow. I really gotta play that. I'm thinking, like,
Were they
looking back
dogs?
throughout the
I
year...
thought they were mine.
Wait, hold on. And she's robbing that guy.
Hold on.
I need to call someone about this. Because I've heard good... Honestly, like, outside of Nintendo, the only stuff I care about is when there's people in my real life who are like, hey, have you played this thing? That's how they sold me on Resident Evil and Pragmata. If the boys aren't playing anything else, I do not care. Oh, someone knocked something down upstairs. I imagine I know who it is. And they're probably on all
cat?
4s right now. Yeah, probably. I can't imagine it's a person who did that. But that's all we need for the state of play, right?
Yeah.
Multiple people asked me if I was going to react live to this. An hour of this? Are you kidding me? At least at the Game Awards, like, people deride the Game Awards. At least at the Game Awards, there's, like, stupid bits. Like, I know that the biggest problem with the Game Awards is that they don't actually focus on games. They, like, do some other shit. But at least the some other shit isn't boring, right? It's stupid, but it's not boring. Where's Gonzo?
I don't want 20 minutes of any game unedited. Like, this is... I don't want this.
Well, like, when you said, like, oh, 20 minutes of gameplay, I'm like, oh, finally gameplay. But, like, the gameplay is a bunch of story stuff happening.
It's just like the like first like level of the game, you know.
This game has a talking cube in it. I did hear that the cube is officially going to be voiced by Jack Quaid. But when do we see the cube?
Yeah, I want to see.
Which one of these characters is the cube?
I don't even know if that's a joke.
I think that's... Did they say the name is like Kevin or something? Oh, is that it?
It was something stupid like that. I hope the subtitles say it.
Well, because that's why I was thinking, like, is this like Final Space? Is it going to be like her Kevin?
Oh, okay. This is an elaborate Final Space game. Do we know anything more about that Naughty Dog space game that got announced like years ago?
No idea.
What we should do, although there's going to be a lot to cover. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
A talking cube? What the hell? What is this?
Whoa, did
Frank.
I just use my powers?
His name's Frank, that's what it is.
Oh, Frank, that's what
But
it
it's
is.
spelled fancily.
Did I just use my powers? I have powers now?
Blow up that cube with my freaking mind. I don't know if we'll have enough time for it because we're going to be covering a lot of Switch 2 stuff next week. But, like, I would like to go back through last year's E3 stuff, State of Play, and just see which of those games actually came out. I mean, like I said, all I cared about was Felt That Boxing and Mouse PI for Hire. And one of those games did come out. Maybe they announced Mina last year as well? All right, free the cube. That's what the tagline for the game should be. It's me. Oh, Frank was Kratos the whole time. Okay, so the cube has started all this. The cube. It seems like the cube brings nothing but terror and bloodshed. I don't actually know what this game plays like. Like, I know I'm watching it on 4x speed, but... Oh, wait! Okay, it looks like you hit the trigger sometimes. Okay, we're getting... This is the direct correspondence you guys asked for. There's a character... She has a sword, and she has a cube also. Wait, this is just like Cube Adventure. I didn't think about that one. There is like a... I don't even know what you would call this, because it's not like... I don't think it's hack and slash. I don't think it's Souls-like, but it does seem like a lot of modern games that people will always, like, you know, give awards to and stuff all kind of play like this. And I don't even know what I would call this genre.
Like a third-person action game, I guess.
Yeah.
You just like press A. Okay, now you turn left. A.
Right.
Turn left.
I like boss fights,
B.
but like, I gotta get caught up on those Souls. There's so many. That's the issue I run into every time there's new video games. Is a sense of dread that there's so many video games in so little time. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll have time to play this one. I know I really wanted to play it, but there's not enough days in the year. Oh, like the artist.
Oh, it's like lo-fi. Like lo-fi girl.
Is that everything? When is it? Okay, it ends. Wait,
No,
I saw Glowbox for a second.
It's a sizzle reel.
Right. Well, Glowbox is in it, and that's all I care about. We had a lot of time dedicated to that. I say that where did we leave off over here, actually? Let me take a look at this. Do you guys remember our... Wait, did that make a sound?
Oh, right. Metroid is next.
Right. This one's either going to be really complicated or, like, not complicated at all. I'm hitting buttons, and it's not... Okay, maybe the sounds will work. Oh?
I'm gonna I don't know if you guys know anything more about Metroid. I don't know if I know enough about Metroid to really be like the guy to...
Right. You think we should have flown in an expert for our Samus?
Can we get damn, we should have gotten Wyatt for this one.
That's true. But what's he doing right now, or at this moment?
Oh, let's like annoy him. Let's like be like, hey, you wanna...
Well, I mean, we don't have to change a whole lot. I think, honestly, people have said before that Samus isn't really a good representation of how Metroid plays. But I think all of the grabs and throws are good. I like the tether. That's smart. Up special being the screw attack, good. Neutral special being, well, maybe. Down okay. So side special shoots a missile, and neutral special shoots a regular blast.
Well, I will say, like her most, these are her most like.
Yeah, I mean it's her essential stuff. I mean every game has missiles. Every game has
the bombs, the up special, the screw attack.
Well, the up special, I guess the screw attack theoretically isn't in all the games, but it's like well known enough. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, all things considered, I think her specials. I mean, you can argue they don't play that well. They're a little sluggish, mm-hmm. And that's fair. But I think I don't know. I think they're a pretty respectable selection of moves, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would change is the final smash, because I don't think she ever does something like that, ever.
I'm trying to look for, like, what is it called? Is it called Dyna Dash? That doesn't seem right. I'm not looking for the specific dash attack. The
run?
Yeah, in Super Metroid, when the run kind of, like...
Oh,
but I think that's what the dash is already...
Is it like a spark something?
Yeah. Let me look into this. But I'm pretty sure that the dash is already referencing that. It just isn't as Shine Spark.
Oh, Shine Spark. Yeah, Shine Spark.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Like this is in game the Shine Spark where Yeah, this, like, multiple... And I think that the dash has... It's actually posed exactly like that. It just doesn't have the little sizzle. So I guess we can, like...
I mean, I would change... That'd be a cool thing to change. Yeah.
A little bit of visual flair. Just add it. Okay. Thank you for the JPEG. Let me get rid of some of that. I will say, the one I always bring up, not because I want it to happen, but because I think it might happen, that people always get really mad about. We are talking about Smash Bros. And I know we've derided the sex kick. There are a lot of Smash Bros. Moves. In the two most recent 2D Metroid titles, both a remake and a new game, Samus does have a very specific counter move.
Okay, I think I know what you're about to say. Are you gonna say the up tilt?
Ooh, I was gonna do generic down B, but up tilt might be better actually.
Yeah, I'd prefer it be the up tilt. Like maybe you just adapt to the like move itself, like just the kind of motion.
A down B counter.
It's like, oh wow, dude, let's make Samus a lot more interesting by giving her a down B counter. That's the thing, is that it's like sometimes like whenever people are really enthusiastic about bringing like whatever new like toys in one of the newer games, it's like I don't even know if it's gonna do that much good for you.
This does work better.
You know?
Yeah.
I definitely think so too. I think
Well,
that
they already kind of
should do that.
With their foot. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I will say I think changing these is a good idea because it's weird that she kicks. Like, not to say that she isn't athletic, but like it's a
she doesn't kick that much in the game.
Yeah, not really. Well, my thinking too is that like if we're retooling these movesets, of course, the reason we're doing these 40 characters is because this is the roster we've boiled down. But I always like the idea of like you have multiple characters, assuming you're keeping Dark Samus or something like that. You have two Samuses in the game. I think that one should represent 3D Metroid and one should represent 2D Metroid. So Samus in the game should represent more of Metroid Prime, whereas Zero Suit Samus should represent the 2D Metroids because Zero Suit Samus only really exists in 2D Metroid and was introduced in 2D Metroid. But we're doing an amalgamation of both right now. I don't think that anything... The back air being a kick, but what would you put in that place? Because I will say that, like... I know we've already done it. We've done it already before, and it's kind of just an easy thing to lean on. But with Link's arrows, we had to have a little randomizer that it could spawn different arrows. Or maybe it could be like Sora, where every time you hit the button, it cycles through. That Samus doesn't just use specific missiles, or this missile. There's a multiple different array of types of missiles in the franchise. Some that freeze, some that shock, stuff like that. Do you think it'd be worth having that as the side B? Like the missiles will cycle through the different statuses?
I don't know, because I mean, I guess you'd have to figure out a way to cycle through them. It could add a little bit of dimension to her gameplay. But I mean, I would be a little hesitant to sacrifice like one of her other moves for it.
Well, I don't know. I'm not saying we change the side special. I'm just saying that like instead of just being those two missiles of different speed, they're the different elemental missiles, and it'll just like cycle through them as you use them. Basically, like Mr. Game & Watch.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Well, I mean, because like you can have her like power. I forget what the term is, but because there's like the elemental shots, but there's also missiles, which are kind of different things within the game.
Yeah.
I could kind of see like some, because there's like in Metroid Prime at least there's missiles and then there's super missiles.
Yes.
Like potentially doing something there could be fun, although that would kind of you'd have to think of a way to differentiate the normal missiles and the super missiles. Like, is it going to be just random like Mr. Game & Watch or Peach? Is it going to be something you have to like use another move to select between, or are you gonna have like full-on resource management? Which honestly, if Samus like had never been put in Smash Bros and was just being put into Smash Bros now, they probably would do something like that.
Well, I think Sora is the good in-between of just like every time you hit the B button to use that move, it'll then cycle to the next one and it'll have like a set order they go in.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're going to do the shots, like the elemental shots, like that could work as well, especially with like you kind of use it to both cycle and charge. Yeah, I guess the only thing is that it's like sometimes it feels like people just kind of force those onto characters or like think it's a good idea just because it's like theoretically adding something, even if it just sort of makes a character a little bit clunky. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
you don't want to overcomplicate it, but I might, because the only thing that I think, because that when you talk about Donkey Kong, it's like, does this really represent Donkey Kong? Does this represent this character? With Samus, it's mostly correct. I don't think we need like a full stance change for this character, right? But it is
No,
weird
I don't
that
think
like
so either.
it is weird that the down special where you drop a bomb is the only time you're in this ball outside of like the roll.
I heard someone saying that maybe they should have it so that she can just kind of crawl like it. Potentially like make it so that when she dashes, like maybe what did we change her dash attack to? I can't even see what that is.
The dash attack is the same. I just think it should have the design flourish so you know what it's referencing.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Because
I'd be down letting her roll. Honestly,
the farthest I will go with it, because you don't want it to be like a full-on stance change. The farthest I'll go is that maybe down special puts her in the ball, and then if you hit the B button while in ball mode, you can place bombs, and then down B will take you out of the ball again.
I feel like that's pretty overly complicated.
Okay. I just feel like there should be... I mean, to be fair, within the ball, like in the games, there's a bomb and there's a super bomb and there's a spider ball. But for the most part, like, the main attack you can do with the ball is the bomb. I was just putting the idea out because she is, like, a ball is so much a part of her character in those games.
Right.
So you think this is a good down special?
Well, what if like what if the dodge is her doing the ball? You know how like you can dodge?
Well,
that's what it already is.
If you're shield and then you roll back, she does go in the ball for a second.
Oh, she does? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'd definitely be down for them to do something with her down special.
Doesn't have a ball mode.
Like, I'd definitely be down for them to sort of rethink the down special, because honestly, it's kind of a shitty move.
It is, but it also...
I don't know exactly what they do, but I'm open to the kind of possibility of, like, it's like you change into the form or whatever, even if I don't know, like, if that would actually be that good. I'm still
hung up on her final smash because I just don't think it's a good final smash, but I also don't know what could replace it.
If we want to go like real old school in terms of like just how, like, if we want to go like real like brawl style final smash, like I'd be good with just the super bomb, like kind of implementing that somehow, like sort of a similar kind of way of working to maybe like the smart bomb item, where it's just like a large area of effect it does a lot of damage to. I kind of like that, just because like that, at least in, older 2D Metroid games like Super Metroid, it's like a very powerful item that you only get so many of, that like destroys everything that can be destroyed in a room and stuff. I would kind of like that, just because I don't know what even is her final smash based off. Is it just a giant beam? Is there
I think it might be the
I don't think it's based on
beam.
anything.
You're right. It's probably based off of like, the kind of super shot she gets at the end of like Metroid Prime,
Super Metroid, when she gets blasted with Mother Brain, then she has the hyper, but it doesn't look like that. It could just be another.
It doesn't look like it. That's the thing. If they made it look more like it, I'd probably like it more and be fine with it.
Yeah, but to your point about the bomb, like this is one of the few final smashes that is still like a stage final smash. Like it's not just a cutscene.
That's the thing.
Just places there and shoots a laser.
There aren't enough like stage final smashes. I kind of don't like the fact that so many have been turned into cutscene final smashes.
Yeah, I mean, we could just like keep it the way it is, but then make it rainbow so that it looks like the hyper. Also, the hyper beam's in Metroid Dread.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Honestly, I think that would work. We just made it rainbow. Make it gay for Pride Month.
Exactly. We'll change it back later. Yeah, I'm trying to find like an image of this.
I looked it up. It's hard to find.
Yeah, because I see the one.
No one wants to spoil Super Metroid. That's the thing. No one wants to post.
I see the one because I'm thinking about like, okay, what stuff happened in Metroid Prime 4 and Metroid Dread that would be worth like adding to this, but I don't. Do we put the bike? I don't actually know. Can she do anything extra in Prime or Dread outside of like a counter? I really like the up tilt being a little counter. I like that. But is there anything she can do in those games that would be worth adding that's like new?
Nothing that I think really justifies
Even the psychic powers, like there really isn't anything.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I mean the psychic
powers open doors in that game.
It's like honestly they don't do that much, all things considered.
Yeah.
And I don't know, honestly, I think her core kit is fine enough. I just think maybe they could probably make her play a little tighter, and that's kind of the big issue with her. She's just very floaty and stuff. And I think that kind of on some level adapts, the weight, the older games pretty well, and in some ways it's kind of charming. But I think they could probably get away with making her feel a little bit tighter and more efficient to play, because she is very sluggish.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna change the up throw, but I'm pretty sure this is a reference to her pose on the cover of Metroid 2. So I'll do the forward throw. I'll do this, the little like fist crunch psychic thing, just so it's a pummel.
Oh, I like that.
Just to put that somewhere. I also I just looked it up. I'm going through the images right now. I just looked up Samus psychic hand, and this is like the 10th result.
Oh no!
Oh god!
Kill him with fire.
Can we make this our final smash?
What if there's a new Metroid stage and it has like the Palutena gimmick, but with him?
That's awesome. I actually do really like that. I like that a lot.
The best thing is that he's actually like not even in the game that much.
Yeah,
he's not.
Like,
let's see what we got here. Okay, the bike, right? It seems to be mostly psychic and bike. I don't think that maybe bike final smash, but I like the final smash. We did give a fucking Link a side B Epona. People are not happy about that, so maybe we hold off on the bike.
No, dude, fuck the bike. Dude, like Prime 4 is like not good enough to like really replace like the missile with the.
Right.
It's just like,
because like I've heard people time and time again say that like, oh, if Samus was like made in a later game, she would not be represented that way. But like I don't.
To be honest, I think people overstate that. I think it really just has to do with her just the fact that she's she's very sluggish and kind of floaty in Smash Bros. And that I think like that wouldn't really be the case if she was put into Smash Bros. Today. I think also if she was put into Smash Bros. Today, they probably. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do this more, do this less, because it feels like every newer character has like either like resource management or like multiple modes of like fire or whatever, or just like when I hit 100%, I get like a power boost or a KO boost or like a super punch or whatever. Like a lot of characters have like little like frills like that. They probably would do something like that, but honestly, I think people overstate how anachronistic or kind of archaic actually, like Samus's kit is in Smash Bros.
I've seen someone before say that like if she was added, she would have the Mega Man jab, where like her shooting would just be a natural.
I could
part
see
of her
that.
movement.
That's true. I could see them having done that straight up. Yeah, that is true.
Do we keep the smashes and the jabs the same?
I would be down for like small beam jabs.
A little pellet, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see here. If I look up pellet, will it know what it means? Okay, that's a Metroid. That doesn't help. Metroid.
Just pick the just to get an image of Mega Man shooting his pellet and edit Samus's like mask on him.
That's true. Why am I not? Yeah. Hold on. Mega Man Lemon. Perfect. Yeah.
Do they call it that? The Mega Man Lemon? I didn't know that.
They don't call it that, but fans do.
Okay. No, I know fans don't. It's not. It's not. The developers don't. But
no,
I feel like I've heard that, but I haven't heard that in like years. That I sort of forgot that people called it the lemon.
Are we giving Samus a walking shooting jab like Mega Man, where you just?
I'm kind of down for that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to, because I like these. I really like the forward air. Trying to like basically work around all of these kicking moves, because the down smash is just like a little. Honestly, down smash should be the ball, because right now it's just like a little breakdance. I don't know what it would be, because down smash has to hit like around you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example. If there's a character who like revs around in a circle real quick, that's like Sonic's down smash kind of, or his forward smash. That just the ball goes really quickly. What the hell is this? If I look up Samus Ball.
What?
I was still looking at
no.
I was still looking
Don't
at the
do
page
it.
for Mega Man Lemon, and it was just some Newgrounds art, I suppose. All right. Do a little, you turn around in a ball. You can't really do this in the air, so there's not much we could do for the back air and the neutral air. The neutral air, I will say, I took the screenshot like this specifically because the neutral air, the animation starts and it looks like the generic melee sex kick, but then she does a second kick behind her, which all the others do not have. So at least hers was changed a little bit. I think this is a solid moveset for Samus Metroid. Is there anything else worth adding to this?
I'm
no,
good.
I think that basically covers everything. I got nothing else to add.
I'm glad you said up tilt
yeah.
counter early on, because I was thinking about doing like down B, but this makes more sense. Since we can save that as it is saving, then we can also leave our mark next to this. You know what that means? That means next week we get to cover all the new Yoshi abilities that he learns in the new Yoshi
All
game.
of them. Hell yeah. Let's do it.
His B opens the book and he like selects a clue or whatever.
Just write us down and reads.
I think it is criminal that we never got a Woolly World skin, but we got that fuck-ass, ugly-ass, motherfucking Crafted World skin.
It's weird also
I
that
hate
it's just,
that
it's
skin.
the same shade of green.
It is. I hate that skin with a burning passion. It looks so bad. It looks so ugly.
Can't believe we're already 4 characters into our 4. The thing is, like, some of these characters might have new games by the time we get through. We got, like, what, 36 weeks left? Also, I didn't mention it because, like, we did do the 1-year anniversary of the show. And we've skipped a couple weeks, but last week on the show was episode 52, which if we did do it weekly, would have been a full year of Switch 2 Ultra. And we're entering year 2. Well, we're going to be entering year 2 of the Switch 2 pretty soon. The next episode will be about the first year of the Switch 2. I'm hopefully trying to release something on the 5th to coincide with that. But for right now, I believe have we covered everything in our final segment?
I think we're good.
I believe so, yeah.
All right, let me close out of this other tab I have over here. Close out of this. Here's an issue we're running into. Oh, I'm already running into an issue. Hold on. Let me close out this other stuff. The state of play, who cares? Yoshi, who cares? I'm trying. It's really fighting me here.
The issue is no RAM. Damn.
I'm doing my best. Well, that's none of my business, all right? I can't control that. Hold on. I'm going to stay in my room with my consoles. I don't need to get any more. I got it on the ground floor of the Switch 2. This is the first time where, like, if they do a very special Valve exclusive for the Steam machine, that'll be the first confliction where I'm like, oh, I straight up might not be able to get that. So here's the issue I'm running into right now.
Oh no.
Playlist we have of the directs that we're looking at right now, most of them have been, some of them have been Europe, but most of them have been Nintendo of America. This is a Japan exclusive direct that is the Animal Crossing New Leaf Nintendo Direct of February 1st, but it is all in Japanese.
I'm getting emotional.
Do we skip this one and
No.
go to...
Wait, are there subtitles? Are there no subtitles?
Are there subtitles? Yeah, I think that's the big question.
I don't think so. Wait, let's let YouTube decide. Nope, I don't think so.
None. I mean, we could talk about it. I'm not gonna know what the fuck they're saying, but
Right. Well, we could just go through this real quick. When did New Leaf isn't out yet, right? Like in the timeline. Let me take a look.
I don't think so.
Animal
No,
Crossing
I
New Leaf.
feel like New
2013
Leaf
or
came out in
2014?
2012, but I think I'm just full of shit.
I think it just came out later in North America than it did in Japan.
Came out later in North America, I know that,
Yeah,
but
like way later.
no, it's out in Japan at this point. Came out in November. Okay, so yeah, I was right.
Yeah,
so
North America, it comes out June 9th, 2013.
Trying to think, like, was there like post there was post game content for Animal Crossing New Leaf, but that was a few years after. So was there anything that kind of came out in the months after the Japanese release? I guess there might have been, but I don't know, because yeah, it's kind of weird that like, oh yeah, look at this game we released 3 months ago.
Right,
you know?
well, but only that they're rubbing it in, because this is even before the South Korean release. They're like, look at this cool game that we have and nobody else has.
I'm Milan, and you can't come.
Oh, I mean, basically, right? We're probably a couple of years out, maybe a year out from when they make an Animal Crossing land, whether it be like specifically because they got Poke Park in Japan. So I don't think that there's a lot we can gauge from that. This is mainly them just talking about playing the game. Whereas informationally, well, let's listen to this for a second.
I missed label.
I mean, we might see more of it if we jump into this.
はい、もう完全に
Wait,
見
this
た
is
目で、
Valentine's Day
髪
Nintendo
の
Direct,
色は
right?
その時の自分の部屋。
All right, well, let's do this. We got a 37-minute. That's. I mean, we did just.
It's gonna be rough.
We spent through an hour-long state of play where nothing happens. Now get ready for a 37-minute Nintendo Direct where nothing
Oh
happens.
God, it's this one.
About
Ah.
I am wearing.
Oh
this hat.
no.
That was just the year
What did we
of
sign up
Luigi.
for?
This is Mario's twin brother, Luigi's
No,
hat.
you're Satoru Iwata.
Luigi
you can't
first
drink
Do we have the
appeared in
bandwidth
the
for this
Mario
week?
Brothers
This is
arcade
the
game,
start of the worst
which
year
was
for
first
Nintendo.
released
I mean, that's.
on July 14,
We're in 2013. I've been seeing a
1983.
lot of Wii U revisionism on my
This
feed.
was
and I
about
think
Dude, I'm
that
like
should
sick of the Wii U revisionism.
Well, I'm
You
glad.
guys were
I'm
not
glad
there.
that.
One day before.
I was just saying, I'm
Famicom
glad the
launched
Scott the Woz
in
video
Japan.
came out
Yeah.
between when we spoke because it's like
Luigi
people are like,
has
wait a minute,
appeared in many
this
games
console
since then.
sucked.
Right.
But
This
most
thing
of them
sucks!
in a supporting role.
Look, they got Oh no, they're just showing
Even though
Luigi.
he has appeared
This is
in
a
so
fucked
many
up way
Why-
to
why-
portray this because this game is all about doubles. Why is he playing
he is
against
still
Oh,
timid
look, he's in Super
after
Sluggers
all
also.
these years.
That's
Whoa,
a
that is
fucked up.
the,
He's all the
the
way in
worst
the
one you
back.
could have chosen.
That's
That
fucked.
was
Oh my
released
God.
What
in
about Mario's
I do
missing? He's
keep
front
making
cover
the
on
point that
that.
Luigi's
So,
always in the
we like
the
to
background.
Call it the year
Is it
of
Mario
Luigi.
Kart Wii's cover where the L is backwards?
The game that will kick off
I think
Year
so.
of
Let me
Luigi.
check.
Luigi?
It might be
Luigi?
Double
Where's the-
Dash.
Luigi's.
Oh, I think I
Mansion
found
Dark
Luigi.
Moon.
I like that bit.
Ever since he first appeared
What a
in
good video.
1983,
It was a double
Luigi
dash.
has
Okay, yeah,
been
Double
a great
Dash.
partner
He's grown
and
a lot
rival
since then.
for Mario. 18
He does
years
have the most
after his
characterization
first
in Mario
appearance,
too, though.
he
Also his own.
finally
I mean,
starred in
more than
Luigi's
Mario?
Mansion
I don't
in
know.
2001 for GameCube,
More than
his
Mario?
very own game.
No, more than Wario.
Oh, yeah.
In order to rescue Mario,
I mean, is Wario?
Luigi
in
I
the
will
movie?
say-
don't think so.
a haunted mansion.
I will say it's kind of funny. I know this is off
Appear.
topic, but it's kind of funny that
Poltergeist.
Peach has had 0 good video games.
Despite his great
Well-
This Peach
performance in
Showtime
that
wasn't like
game,
awful. I mean, it was.
I went back to it just to like check it out recently, and it was like, wow, I really don't like this.
Oh, if I played it again, I'd probably get bored as fuck. That's true.
It's
What about
really
Princess
good.
Peach?
Supporting actor.
I like it, but it's also like
another shot.
I kind I
in the
kind of
limelight.
agree with everyone else where it's just like her powers being
Today,
feelings is kind of
Mr.
like
Miyamoto,
yeah
created
that
Mario
probably
and Luigi.
they probably should.
I'm too woke for it.
producer on
I'm
the
a little
game,
too woke for this.
would like to
what I've
discuss
been
the
fe-
game.
But if you
This is-
think of her as just being like a diva, like it's kind of awesome.
This
That's
is
kind of
Ooh, yeah, girl.
A little bit, yeah.
Nintendo
I mean, I
Direct
could talk about
for
this
Mr.
project 'cause it's the
Miyamoto
one that
as
people
well.
vote about.
I do like
I've
the
been-
sprite work.
I've been
Please
watching
take a look.
Chowder as of late, and I've kind of been
Hello,
feeling the same
I'm Shigeru
thing, where
Miyamoto
I'm
from
like,
Nintendo.
I know I like this show.
Today I'd like to
and
talk to you
I
in a
don't
bit
wanna
more
be the guy
detail
who
about
brings up
Luigi's
the
Mansion
sexism or
Dark
whatever,
Moon,
but, like,
which is scheduled for release on March 24th.
You notice
I feel like it's
some things, like-
overstated because like every character in that show is like overtly
It's
selfish
less
and
about
annoying.
sexism and more that
Like
Dark
3D
Moon
and
had a great
2D
deal of
visuals. I was like, oh,
attention
dude, I
to
forgot like
presentation.
Hey,
I
it's
forgot
one
how
of the big
serious
three.
they were.
I hope
Yeah,
you
I mean, because I guess you know
appreciate
CH
it.
Greenblatt was on it and
Immersion
stuff.
in
got
3D
yeah.
visuals
Chowder,
when
you
playing
got
the game.
Flapjack, you got Secret Mountain Fort Awesome. I mean, you can't go
Got
wrong with
Secret
any of
Saturday.
those.
You're right.
I will say
This time,
this
along
game
with
looks
your
fun,
flashlight,
but I just
you'll
really wish
also
it was an
carry the
HD and
Poltergeist with you.
$60.
I
Like
wish
like
it was
the last
stripped
one.
that would be
yeah.
a banger.
Although this time, the Poltergeist has
I
received a
love
lot of
Miyamoto's new
improvements.
voice.
Oh man, dude, I
Still use it to
love
suck in lots of ghosts
Luigi's
like
Mansion.
before.
I just wish there
But now
weren't
you
any
can
of the
also
like
suck in lots of other
iconic
things,
boss
too.
characters. I wish they didn't have any of
I
those.
wish all the
didn't have
ghosts
You need to use the
looked really
Poltergeist to solve
generic.
puzzles around the mansion. For example, sucking things in like this,
Okay.
or using it to spin a ceiling fan
I
around.
wish-
So are you making a video on Chowder? Is that kind of like on the down low?
Yeah, well, the
Sucking up a
last
bucket
year
so you can
in
fill
the
it with
Patreon,
water?
I did like a bracket where people could
Or sucking
could
up a
pitch their
ball
ideas
before
or
blowing it
say, like,
away.
something they want me to see, and then each week while doing the total Pokemon Island stuff, we would vote on that bracket.
You can even fill a balloon up with air
Dan,
to carry you
pitched a
up
couple
or
that
down.
didn't make it As
They
far
could
as,
not make
will
it
be the
far
key to
at
making
all.
your way through the
but
menu.
like the
Which,
Please try
whatever.
using it in lots
a
of
lot of the
different
ideas
ways.
I sort of combined.
In addition
like
to the
one person
strobel,
said,
the Poltergust is
totally
also
buys,
now
another
fitted
person
with a
said,
brand new
like,
dark light device.
Code
This
Lyoko,
dark
and
light
I'm like,
device
alright,
is
Maguzi,
capable of
that's that
finding
one
items
thing.
that have disappeared.
And then a lot of
The
people
game is
said
filled
like,
with
oh,
lots
Chowder
of interesting
Flapjack
puzzles.
retrospective, oh, Chowder,
You'll need to
oh,
solve
Flapjack, oh, the
using
Nudes
this dark
era,
light
which
to
is like
progress.
2008 to 2010. And
If
that's
you
the
try
one
to suck
that
up too
won
much
the
or something
bracket,
too big
and
with an actual
that's
vacuum
the
cleaner,
video
it's
I
a lot of work
posted
cleaning
that I
up the mess
posted on January
afterwards.
1st or
But this is a
whatever,
video game,
where I was, like,
so you can just keep on
prompting
sucking in
people
as
to
much
send
as
me
you
all
want.
the rips they have because I'm trying to put together the broadcast. That one I had to like Metroid Prime 4 style like start over. It's the first ever video.
And this
I've had
time
to,
there
like,
are a number of
completely
different
retool.
mansions to explore,
But
and each one
because I was talking
has
about like
something unique about it.
everything, and I'm like this. I'm
You'll
watching
encounter things like
commercials
stairs and
nonstop
clocks that are
talking about
haunted by
Pokemon.
ghosts,
Like, this is boring.
and the boss ghosts that have haunted each of the mansions are
I
all
much
very
prefer
distinct.
what I was doing with like Clone
Each
Wars and
mansion
stuff, where I
also
was
has all
working my
kinds of
way around
obstacles
the
and
era by
traps
talking
set
about
by
all
the ghosts
shows
for you.
systematically.
These
So
are really
it's more,
fun.
it's not something I've ever
Now
done
I can
before.
finally tell
It's
you
like
about how you actually fight with
it's
the
a
ghosts.
trio retrospective where instead
This
of
time,
watching through all
before
the
you can
episodes
suck
of one
in a
show,
ghost,
I'm
you'll need to
watching
stun
the
them
three
with the
shows in
strobel.
order they aired,
It's a
'cause
new
they all
move we
aired
added in
back
this
to back.
game.
So
The
because
rhythm
it's in the
action
summer,
of stunning
it'll
them
be like
first
Chowder
before
Flapjack
sucking them
Total
up and
Drama.
reeling them in as if you were fishing
And it's a
gives
little
a
bit
really
different because
fresh
Total Drama I
feeling
go
to
back
fighting
to
the
like every
ghosts.
year, and I'm still somehow finding
But the
stuff to
ghosts
talk
won't let
about.
themselves get caught so easily.
But Chowder Flapjack, like
Some ghosts will
I
use
wanted
objects
leave
to block the light
memories
from the
alone, so
strobel.
I've never really,
Some
like,
are even
gone
wearing
back, so it's
sunglasses.
really interesting to see which stuff
Some
I
will
remembered
attack you
and
from behind.
misremembered.
Yeah,
also
I
find
haven't
one-time
watched
poltergeists
Chowder in
and
full
ghosts which have
like
possessed
since I was
objects.
11 years old. That
And
was
of
like the
course,
first
ghouls
show like
also
I
make appearances.
rewatched as someone who watched
There are lots of
animation
different kinds of
YouTubers.
ghosts in the game.
So like I've only like caught
So the last
episodes
one I'd
here
like
and
to show
there
you
over the
is
last
this
since that
dog.
like 2020
ghost dog.
2012 or whatever.
He
Yeah.
seems to love gold
And there's certain
and
shows
will
where
run
like,
off
you
with
watch,
anything
like,
made
the
of it.
begin- Like you put it on and you get through like the first season.
In
but
order
you
to
don't
chase
go
after
any
this
further than
dog,
that.
you'll need to use
And
the
that's sort
dark
of
light
what's been
device
happening
to
on the
follow his
Patreon, too,
footprints.
where, like, I'll watch cartoons on the Patreon that aired like in 2011, and now I'm in
You'll
like
be able to
late
see exactly
season
what he
2
gets up to when you play the
regular
game
show.
yourself.
And I remember watching them as a kid, but it's not an era that I've like rewatched like as an adult.
After
So
listening to
just
my
see, like, oh, like,
explanation,
yeah, that
you might
thing did
wonder if
happen, I was
Luigi's
remembering
Mansion
this
Dark
correctly.
Moon.
Yeah,
But
and
I
its
know the
mansions
first
don't
two
make it
seasons of regular
scary
show
or
inside and out, but like
But
after
it
like
is
season
instead
4,
more of
like
a
once they did like the
lighthearted game
FNAF
based
episode,
around
like
funny
everything after that I've
interactions
only
with all
watched
the
like
comical
once.
ghosts.
What's interesting too is that like
There's so many
I
things you
feel
can
like
do
I
in the
don't-
game,
I don't have
so there are
the-
quite a few controls to remember. But they are all pretty
I have
natural and
what's the
intuitive.
word I'm looking for? The
Learning them all is
contrarian
actually one of the
opinion,
fun things about the
where
game.
I prefer Gumball later.
I
So
hope when
whenever
you
I've
play the game,
rewatched it,
you will
I've,
be
like,
able to
started with
imagine
season
yourself as
3.
Luigi
But like
and
going
immerse
back to,
yourself
like,
in this
rewatch
haunted
season 1, I'm
mansion
like, oh my God,
as
this
if it were
season's
really
really
there,
good. Like, this
and
show's
just have
actually,
fun
like,
sucking
season
everything
one's
up with the
fantastic.
poltergeist. I really hope you will
Because,
enjoy
like,
this game and all of its
Gumball
playful
both as
ghosts.
like from a character design and just as
Thank
a
you,
character
Mr.
in general
Miyamoto.
changes a lot.
I'd like to
at a certain
share
point.
with
And I
you
prefer how
some
snarky it gets
information
later.
on
But in
the
season
new
1, like he is
multiplayer
just a
modes
kid, and I kind of
that we
forget
will
that.
be
There's a lot of
introducing
episode
in Luigi's
premises
Mansion
that
Dark
really
Moon.
wouldn't work in later seasons.
This
at all.
mode supports up to 4 players
Well, they got the
and
different
lets them
colored
play
Luigis.
cooperatively.
I think I
as
tried the
they
multiplayer
climb up
once,
the
but it was
tower
like
called the Scarce
Wi-Fi, and it just like lagged like fucking crazy.
In
Like it was
addition
just like
to local
miserable.
wireless
Well,
play
that
and download play,
Triforce game,
the
you
game
could, like,
also
only play
supports
that
online
multiplayer,
play.
right? Or were you allowed to switch if you
all
played
of
by
the
yourself?
players will take the
No, you
role
can play that
of
single
Luigi
player.
Oh,
I went through the
and
game
will
single
use
player.
the Poltergeist
It's terrible, but I did it.
Strobe
What a sad
and Dark
life.
Light to progress just
So
like
yeah,
in
what
the
I'm
main
what
game.
I'm doing for the
Players
summer,
can work
'cause
together
I've
to
even had to split
defeat
this in
all
parts.
the ghosts
Because
on each
what I did
floor
at first,
in
I'm like, okay,
Hunter.
I'll write about this era of Cartoon Network, all
Escape
encompassing.
each floor within the time
from
limit
2008
in
to
Climber
2010.
mode
And then I got like months into it, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna get all of these years.
and
I'll
search
just do
for
2008.
hidden ghost dogs
And then
in
I
Chaser
wrote
mode.
like from the November 2007
Luigi's
to
Mansion
like
Dark Moon will be
the
released
premiere of the
on
premiere of Chatter
March
to the premiere of
24th.
Flapjack, and I'm like, okay, this will be like the
Now
prologue of the
for
video.
our next
and
title.
that shit was like the length of a normal
First,
video. So now I'm
please
just
take a
splitting it into a
look at
trilogy
this.
that only covers 2008.
Luigi
I might be done with
is
this series
sleeping
in like 3
very
years.
soundly,
we'll see.
isn't he? We are just about to show off his great performance in this game.
Right.
So
The game that
why
he's a
is
star
I forget.
in.
What do the Mario and
Why would-
Luigi fans think about this game? Do they like it?
I played this. This is still one of my least favorites because that tutorial is one of the worst tutorials I've ever played. It is
As you
so
may have
long
guessed,
and
this
it is
video
so
is
boring.
from
I
a new
can't say
installment
what it's for,
in
but
the
I played
Mario
a
and Luigi
game the
series
other day
of
where
role-playing
I
games.
shit you not, has like a
In
they
this
give you an
game
option
for
once you start the
Nintendo
game. It's like, oh, you could watch this video
Luigi's
tutorial
Dream
for 1,000
Act
XP,
are the
and I'm like, all right,
setting
whatever.
for the game.
It's like a 20-minute video tutorial.
As you saw in the video,
that is just information that you could just
the
gauge by
player
playing
must
the
touch
game.
Luigi's face as he steps to solve puzzles.
This is a really bad
Was it
example.
the 1,000 XP worth it?
No, I didn't even get to the game.
Oh no.
Or have multiple
You know, if you want to
Luigi
show off
characters
Luigi's
appear
performance in a
in
new
battle
game,
to
it truly
defeat
is the year of
swarming
Luigi. He's kind of
enemies.
like not in this game that much. Well, there he is.
Of
He's all
course.
over it.
I mean, he
A
is.
lot of them right
He's in a
there.
lot, but he's just not
Previous
Luigi.
games
I
in
will
the
also
series.
say,
Mario
I've kind of softened
also
on this art
be
style a
involved.
bit, but I still think they peaked with Superstar Saga
Since
through
it's only a dream,
Thousand Inside Story
these
sprite
Yeah,
work.
like
I
the
think
Game Boy
that
and
looked
3DS
heroes
ones.
the
in this
best.
Yeah.
I don't think that they've managed to
The
capture
title of this
that
game
quite the
is
same.
I've said
Mario
this
and
before,
Luigi
Bisexual Pillow.
Dream
I've said this
Team,
before
and it will be released
with
this summer.
Mario Kart Wii.
We'll
and, like,
have
Smash
more
Bros.
details
Brawl,
on
that
this
I never
game
grew up with
soon,
the
so
GameCube
please
or
stay
GameCube
tuned.
games, but because that era was referenced
In the next game,
in those games,
I'm
like,
about
you know, there
to
were Piantas
discuss,
and Petey Piranha.
Luigi may
I
not
have, like,
be the
nostalgia
main
and reference
character,
for it.
but
Similarly,
he is one of the main characters.
went to play Left 4 Dead 2
We are
properly,
developing
like,
a
a
new
month or
Mario
so
Golf
ago.
game
And it was
for
like
Nintendo 3DS.
nostalgic for a game that I've never played, just because it's in the same engine as
It
like Portal,
includes
Half-Life, TF2,
Deep Golf
Gmod,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like they're the
that
same sounds.
those familiar
so like
with the
I
sport will
never played those
appreciate,
Superstar
but
games,
also
but I did
straightforward
watch a lot of
controls
Super Mario Bros.
that
Z and other
anyone
like
can
Newgrounds Flash
enjoy.
animations. So
The
I am
game
very
features a wide
aware
range
and
of
familiar
golf
with those
courses
specific
from
sprite,
traditional
those sprites, that
designs
sprite art. Same
to
goes for, like,
those
Sonic
inspired
Advance.
by Mario's world, as well
there
as
he is.
many familiar faces and game
Why is this
mechanics.
Luigi pilled exactly?
Because he's in it. Oh, not very woke of
The
you.
developer Camelot has deep knowledge of golf that they
I
are
was always under
applying
the
to
impression
this
that they
game
stopped making these
and
games
are
with Camelot
working
and then
really
reunited for the
hard
Switch era
on the
of
course
Pussy
design,
Attack. But I
controls,
guess they were just making them the
and
entire time,
the
but, like,
series
on the
trademark
handheld.
super shots.
I've always
We also
said that,
plan
like,
to launch
if
this
Square
game
Enix
this
can just
summer.
add like
So
Final
please look
Fantasy
forward to
characters
more
Mario
information
Hoops,
soon.
I feel like Camelot
Next,
has made
I'd
so
like you to
many
take a look
of these
at
Mario
this.
Golf and Mario Tennis games. They should be allowed to
Since
just put
we are
Isaac in them.
declaring
Like,
that
he should be grandfathered in as a tennis and golf
2013
guy.
is the year of Luigi,
Oh, the year of Luigi.
agree.
I think we need to show this as well.
We need to show
It's
this.
a Wii U game
They're
I'd like
making
to
us show
share with
this.
you. In fact,
I never
this
had
downloadable
the-
content
I just realized I think the
Super
only
Mario Brothers U
Luigi game they have
will
not
change
showed off yet
the
is
existing 80
Dr.
plus
Luigi U.
courses
Like I think that's the
into
last
all
thing,
new
and
courses.
this is supposed to be the fucking year of Luigi,
By using
and they
this
showed off
design,
everything.
We are currently developing a new adventure
Oh,
starring
they're currently
Luigi
developing it.
called New Super Luigi U.
I will
Okay.
say I don't know. Have you played this or no?
Because his
I
brother,
haven't.
I
I've
never
heard people
played it,
really
but
like
I
it.
know some people who speak pretty fondly of it.
Yeah,
Brother.
'cause
It's
like the
fun. It's
difficult
fun.
one.
It's a more
Excluded
challenging.
from
It's
the
very
pack.
fun. Wow,
This will
it's pretty
be
fun.
Well, that's another
large-scale
example, like, I mean, we're
downloadable
talking about
content,
it when it comes
which
to, like,
is
I didn't go
similar
back to
to the
cartoons 'cause I was
development
keeping
of
the
full
memories.
software.
And
So
even like
it will
games like
take some
Ukulele,
time.
like I've never like gone back properly.
This
when
is
it comes
coming
to
to
remakes,
the
no,
Wii U
Rayman
eShop
Legends is more like
in
that's one of my
this
favorite
year
games, but
of
also I
Luigi.
haven't played it since I played it last.
Today,
That,
I
like,
have some additional news
I have never
about
gone back
Wii
to
U
replay
that
new
pertain
Super
to
Mario
one
Bros.
of
U,
our
like, since I
well-known
got it.
characters.
I think maybe
that
I got
dresses
it
in
on Switch to
green.
like show off the Peachette stuff.
He might
but
like the same color as Luigi.
for the most part,
but
it's not
I'm
as.
actually talking about
There are some games
Link.
like Portal and Portal 2 that I play every
Whoa,
year. that are my
Luigi looks
favorite because of that.
awesome.
And then
communities
there's
have
some.
been created
this
for
is
games
Luigi's redesign.
that have already been
The Miiverse is
released,
also green.
and users have freely shared their experiences regarding already
They're already
released
out of
games,
things to say
but
about
There
Luigi.
are no communities for unreleased games. Therefore, there has been no community available for users
Oh.
to discuss The Legend of Zelda or the two new
This is
games
halfway through the
in the
Luigi
series
Direct. They're like,
that
okay, we're
we
adding
announced in
Legend.
our
Oh,
last Nintendo Direct.
right. I remember this. This is last
We
week.
really appreciate the enthusiasm of the Zelda fans, and at the same time, we thought it would be nice to create a place.
Guys,
because the first
where's
of many
Luigi? You
downloadable
promised me
maps is available
Luigi.
free
This
of
is the
charge
big
for
return of
only
Fire
3
Emblem.
more weeks. Get it before
But is
March
Luigi
6th,
in this?
because that's when the free offer ends and the price changes to $2.50.
That might as well be free.
On that same date,
Yeah.
the price of the first map pack will also change from
I don't know if they
$4
did
to
map
$6
packs for these
for the
games.
first 3
I guess
maps.
that makes sense.
So
Well,
active
wait,
fans-
They did. It was
Like a
weird.
map
Well, like,
pack?
New
you
downloadable
level
content will
up
continue to
characters
become
in Fire
available
Emblem,
for Fire
right?
Emblem Awakening in the weeks
Yeah.
and months ahead.
So is it like
including today,
Pokemon DLC
when
where,
2
like,
new
you're meant to
downloadable
do it
maps
as
are available for
post-game,
purchase
or
in-game.
do you only offer
Yeah,
it?
sometimes not. I mean, like there were
Champions of
there
War
are some
3
chapters I'm
is
pretty sure in
available
this
for
game
$2.50.
where you can't use your actual units. You
features
just
the
use
same
some like
basic
units they give
terrain
you.
layout
Or at least that's how it is in
different story and
Fates, but I'm
different
pretty sure you
challenge
have that in this
as you
game
battle
too.
against legendary characters such as Marth.
And also
Lord,
in Fire Emblem, you're able to play matches
purchased the Champions of
outside
War
of. You're
map
able to
pack.
kind of level up
You'll be able to
outside of the main
access this new
story.
map in-game
That's not
today.
common. That's not in every
From it,
single
you'll
Fire
earn
Emblem
a new
game.
playable character, Micaiah, and can
Roy.
also earn a special skill.
So it depends. It
that will
depends.
Increase all of a character's stats by 2
I like
points.
they know what they're doing too. They're like, you could
The
play as
Golden
Marth,
Gaff
Ike, and Roy.
is also available today for $2.50.
When are they going to
It is
get
the
to the
first in the
Luigi
second set of maps.
factory?
This second set of free maps
He's
can
been
be purchased
redesigned for
now
this
for
game.
$6.
I want more.
Golden Gaff pits you against
the
a group of
fucking
very
year of
wealthy
Luigi.
I
enemies.
forgot
more
what.
Luigi.
Oh,
Great
we
way
were
to
talking
earn a
about
lot of gold
Alpha. Sorry,
that can then
we
be
were doing
brought
a
back
bit
to your
on
main
one of the
game
Friends
and
live
used to
stream where we were
purchase
playing
more
the Switch
powerful
2.
items. In coming weeks,
Where we just
there
kept
will be
bringing
more
up Alpha
downloadable
in different
maps
cartoons,
with more
and I
playable
said he's been
characters,
split
new class
across the
types,
universe like
and
the
other
Lich,
benefits
where
you'll
there's
be
just
able
an
to bring
Alpha
back
in all of
to the
them.
single-player game.
I think they should do that with Luigi.
Fire
and
Emblem
these
Awakening
best-
offers many different ways
that's
to
the
extend your
best
play,
outcome for
whether it's
problem
through
solvers.
new maps,
We've been talking
items,
about
and other
Alpha a
content
lot on
delivered
those
regularly
streams.
via Spot Pass.
Dude, I
new
fucking love
downloadable
Alpha.
Yeah,
maps and
link
map
up and play
packs,
more Switch 2 stuff.
Street
Honestly,
Pass
I think
battles against
us,
other
we should
players,
play
or
Rayman
simple but fun
Legends when it comes
multiplayer.
out.
If you don't already
I don't
have
think
the
I've
game,
properly played it
the quickest and
multiplayer. I think
easiest
I
way to get
definitely
it is to
played it
go
by
to
myself.
Nintendo eShop to purchase it. And by downloading the game, there's no cartridge to potentially lose.
What?
If you already have it, you may receive a special swap note from someone close to the game.
Marth?
Fire Emblem Awakening is one of the
who's
first
close
great
to the
Nintendo
game?
3DS games of 2013, and you really don't want to miss it. But there's a lot more coming. We know many of you are eagerly awaiting Animal Crossing New Leaf, and I'm pleased to say
then what
that the
was
wait
that loud?
is
I thought there was
almost
like
over.
a villain was
We're
gonna
working
show
hard
up.
at completing the North American version of the game, and you'll be able to play it in just a few
Okay,
short
now we have
months.
a release date.
The development team considers this
Holy
to be the
shit, it's
definitive
coming out next
version
week.
of Animal
Because they just
Crossing,
rubbed it in
and
our
they have done a
face.
tremendous job of both adding new features as well as making general improvements across the entire game
Yes.
to make this Animal Crossing spring to life in ways that feel new and fresh. It starts the moment you arrive in town by train, when you are quickly appointed
We've talked
mayor.
about this game a lot.
After a short briefing
Do you
at
guys
City
think this is the
Hall
peak of
and your
Animal
first
Crossing?
big decision, deciding where you want to build your house, your new
Potentially,
Animal
it's
Crossing
hard.
life will start.
Because there are people that really swear by like Wild World, and I kind of see
You
why.
have to complete is a simple one: planting
What
a
would you
memorial
say? Where would you
tree
place
in the
it?
town plaza.
I don't know.
You're
I
the
think.
boss
I mean,
now,
it's hard
so
for me
no more
not
doing
to.
chores
I don't know.
for
I feel like
Tom.
New Leaf is the one that I have
can
the
meet
most
the
cherished
animal
memories
citizens of
with.
the town at your own
New
leisure.
Horizons, like
Instead, focus
I
on
don't know.
jumping
It
right
never
in
really. I mean, I
to
still
shaping and
loved it, but it
customizing
didn't
your
really
town
just kind of
the way
touch
you
me
want.
the same way. But that could also just be because
Your house
like
is one of the first
maybe I was
places
just a
you'll
little bit
start
more
customizing your town.
fascinated by new
And since
Animal
your
Crossing because that was the
initial
first
loans are
Animal Crossing
smaller
game that I
this
really
time,
just like
you'll be able to pay
loved
off
with
your
all my
first
heart.
house and begin
So it
planning
might
your
just be
first
that.
remodel
Like it
much
could.
more
So
quickly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And
It,
now,
There's also a difference,
customize
like,
the
when you
outside
become
of
an
your
adult,
house
you
for the
can
first
kinda
time
throw
too.
yourself into something.
Add a hedge,
I've seen a
change
lot
your
of
door,
posts recently of people
or
being like,
make the
"Man,
roof
I
look like a
can't believe I
Japanese
paid
castle.
$60 for Tomodachi
There are many
Life,
ways to make your
and I've
house
already
stand
seen
out.
everything in the game.
When you
It's
do
kinda
decide
not
to
that
meet your
kind of
animal
game
neighbors, you might find some new
to,
species
like, play
living in
nonstop
town.
for 24 hours.
And you'll
try
find
to
some of your
100%.
favorite familiar characters have set up shop in the new Main Street
Smash
shopping area
Bros.
across the tracks. You'll spend much less time running around from place to
always
place,
off-colored, I just
and
assumed they were
instead,
both blue.
you can get all your
Yeah,
errands
maybe
done
this
at
is
once.
just a translation of
And
what they did.
you'll
in
even
that
find
other
getting those
direct, and
errands
they're just
done
putting it
to be
in.
much more
So
convenient
this wasn't
with the
specifically
handy
a
touchscreen
Luigi direct.
interface.
We got other stuff in here.
You'll also come across Happy Home Showcase,
This is a sick
street
bit.
of model homes. This is where you can see the homes of
I
players
don't know if
you've
you can be
connected
wearing
with
that,
via
though.
Street Pass. It is just one of the many ways to share your home and your town with
It's
others,
Phineas.
including a new feature added just for the North American release of the game. But we'll need more time than we have today to
Damn.
talk about the game's
didn't see
online and
anything new
wireless
with the new
connectivity
features.
features. So stay tuned for more details details closer to launch.
Okay.
We've already talked about the enhanced fashion choices and custom designs in Animal Crossing New Leaf, And now, the fashion sense of Animal Crossing
How different was
is
the
branching
character
out into
customization
another
in this
game
to the
with roots in
previous?
fashion.
You couldn't pick your character's
Style-savvy
skin color for one.
That's right.
Animal Crossing
Oh,
is
style
fashion
savvy.
You kind of like
style-savvy
you had to
trendsetters
tan
today.
yourself if you were black. So I mean that's
Right.
one thing that New Horizons definitely does better.
Right.
Coordinating
And it
your
was also
character's
like
outfit
a
in the
mystery
game,
dungeon thing where like
which,
you had to
of
answer
course,
questions
will
a
also
certain
be
way to get a
visible
certain
in your
loadout.
online shop.
You have to say cool. You have to
And
say your name is
there will
cool
be
if you
more
want to be a
new
boy. You have to
fashions
say
coming
cute if you want to be a
via
girl.
Spot Pass in the
Nice.
coming
That
months,
sucks.
including in-game fashions based on the popular Japanese brand Liz Lisa.
Okay.
For some of you, Style Savvy may be a great way to spend your time between now and when
For
Animal
some
Crossing
of
launches.
you.
There are two
Some of you
demos
got
available
shit
on the
style,
Nintendo.
though.
If you're
eShop.
gay,
The game itself
if
can
you're
be
gay or
purchased
you're
as well.
girl,
Well, it's
You can
more
give it a
like, you know,
try,
some of you will
or
really
you can give it as a
will be good at
gift
this game.
for Valentine's Day.
Some of you other ones,
Our
I
friends
don't
at
know
TT Games
about
have
that.
finished work on
I've seen
LEGO
the way
City
you guys
Undercover,
dress.
and it will be coming to Wii U on March 18th.
Can I put the Zelda shirt in the game?
It is the next defining experience on Wii U.
I'm sorry,
and one that you
I've
do
been
not
like
wanna miss.
out of it for the past 10 minutes.
This week we're showing
where's
some areas of the
Luigi?
game that we haven't revealed yet.
Well, there's a
Showcasing
Mario
the
pipe
LEGO
in
City
this
Airport, King's Court,
Okay,
and Paradise
I'm good then.
Sands.
This actually isn't like a terrible game.
I could go
will say.
on and
It's
on
not
about
bad.
LEGO City
We have
because it brings a
seen
new
it
kind
the
of
last couple
experience to
directs,
Wii U.
though.
We
It
have.
brings a very welcoming new
I
perspective.
do want to play the new
open
Lego
world game.
Batman game, but
One that is
I
fun
need
for
like an
both
update for it to be
kids
playable
and
on
adults.
Steam Deck because that's the only way I can play it.
LEGO City is also coming to Nintendo 3DS
That was my thing, is I've
in the
gone through,
form
like, the
of LEGO
stages
City
of
Undercover.
Oh,
The Chase
this is the
Begins,
3DS game. I
launching
see.
on April 21st. It lets
So we
you
haven't
bring
seen
the
this
exciting
yet.
world of LEGO City with you wherever
Wait,
you go.
no,
it looks
not
In
this
this
one.
world, you'll
There's,
see your favorite LEGO City vehicles and playsets come
the
to life
3DS
as you help
version
Chase
of a
McCain
Lego
prove
Marvel
himself
game, I
in
think,
his
does
first case as a
genuinely
rookie
have an
car.
open world. They just
LEGO
have, like, a
City
ship in a
Undercover, The
fog.
Chase Begins is an entirely
nuts
different
for the
game
3DS.
with its own unique missions.
But yeah,
It's
like
set
I've
in the
gone
same
through, like,
world as LEGO City
I think
Undercover
at
for Wii
24,
U,
like 2 years
but has
ago,
a different
my
storyline
Series
set 2
X,
years
when I
before
had
the
it plugged
events
into
of
the
the
same time as
Wii
my
U game.
computer, it would shut down the
I
power
encourage
in
you
my
to give
room.
both LEGO City
just
games a
using
try
Really?
this spring.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so what I do now to
I
stream
know
it
some
is
of
I
you have
have
been
a
enjoying
I have
Ninja
power
Gaiden
cord
3
lead
Razor's
to the
Edge on
hallway,
Wii U,
because
the
otherwise it's gonna
definitive
shut
version
down
of
everything.
Team Ninja's
So then in
latest
25, I was
action-packed
like, all right,
adventure.
well, all these other games I'll get on Steam.
We
and I'll play them on
recently
my
released a
computer.
game
But then
update
Monster
that
Hunter
activated
kinda ran
new
like shit
playable
on my
characters
computer.
such as
And
Kasumi
now I found an
from the Dead or
in-between where,
Alive
like,
series.
I do have a
And
computer,
there's
and I will
another
play it for online
content-packed
games, but for the
update
most part,
on
a
the way.
third-party game.
This one is coming later this month.
I'm gonna get
and
it on my
includes one new
Xbox,
costume
probably.
each for Ryu Hayabusa,
So I was
Ayane,
able to play
Momiji,
Batman on my
and
Xbox. I will
Kasumi,
say the load
as
times
well
are
as
kind of
25 new
iffy, but
Ninja
it's not
Trial
terrible.
missions. Best of all,
does look
the
crazy
update
for
is
a Lego
free to
game.
everyone who owns
They have
the game,
like water
so
droplets
there's no
on
reason
it because
not
they
to
all
get
want to
it.
do like the big tech
Late
demo
last
thing,
year,
like, look
we
at
announced
this,
that Wii Street
but
U,
it's a
powered
Lego
by
game,
Google,
so
would soon
like
be coming to
the
Wii
eyes
U.
they have
And
drawn
I'm pleased
on,
to
or, like, you
announce
can
it is
see the
now
marker
available
marks
as a
of
free
it.
download in the
Wii
Wii U
Street U.
eShop. The Wii U game.
Oh
has
yeah,
motion
I forgot about
make it
this.
easy
This
to
is a
look
thing
around
that
and
wasn't
view
this a
scenes
thing that
from
like
any
Miyamoto
direction.
loved?
They showed
Recreating
this
that
off in the last
location
direct, I
right
think.
in your
It was
living
like a
room.
big deal.
Yeah.
You're looking at Nintendo's headquarters,
I just like how it's called
or a
Wii
tropical
Street
reef.
U.
It's another
Is this guy
example of how the
underwater?
Wii U gamepad can be
I am
used
under
to
the
make
water.
existing services and
I'm
applications
underwater.
more
Please help me.
convenient, more intuitive, and more fun. We hope you'll take some time to try it out and see how peering through the gamepad screen
See the
can
world.
help
Why
you
the
take
bike's
a
coming right at you?
360-degree virtual tour of your favorite city without having to leave your living room.
Whoa, I never have to. This is very anti-Nintendo for them to be like, you don't have to leave the comfort of your home.
Now,
They
let's
were
take a
weirdly
look
ahead
at
of
a
their
few
time.
games coming
Imagine
soon
Wii
to the
Street U in
Nintendo
the pandemic
eShop.
years. They should have run that
Last
back.
year, we confirmed that a new downloadable title called Harmonite would soon be coming to
Right.
Nintendo
Game
3DS.
Freak.
The game is made by Game Freak, the developers of the Pokemon series, and in their time spent working on this beloved
I
franchise,
know
the
it's
team at
supposed
Game
to
Freak
be
has
not that way, but the
cultivated
fact
a
that, like,
unique
in
knack
all
for
official
creating
material, they have to
easy-to-play
call it
but deeply
Pokemon.
rich games.
'Cause that's like the
Harmonite is no
legal
different,
distinction.
creating a unique experience where your actions create the very rhythms and harmonies of the music. In this game, you'll
He's
beat
kinda
levels
got,
using
like,
essentially two
Nintendo
simple
YouTuber
actions,
face. It's like
attacking
doing a whole
and jumping.
presentation.
Collecting music notes sequence and beating enemies with the right timing adds richness and depth to the harmony, which provides incentive for
I don't
playing
want to be
through
a part
levels
of the
more than
problem.
once.
I feel like people overuse
More
that
than
term.
50 levels
I take
across
it
8
back.
worlds blend a symphony of instruments
Not everything
across
is a video
multiple
essay.
musical themes, from
You
marches
don't have
to
to take it
rock.
back. It's okay.
there's
And there are
Luigi
hidden
back
advanced
there.
ways to play, such
There's
as
two
speed
Luigis,
modes that can
actually,
be
hidden
unlocked after
Luigis.
earning a high enough score. You'll also be able to challenge your skills against pieces of music like
It looks kind of like Gooey.
only Game Freak could provide as a bonus
Who,
track.
Luigi or this guy?
This guy.
This is the worst song they could have picked for this.
I know.
With the Game Boy sounds.
Harmonite will be available for purchase in the Nintendo 3DS eShop on March 28th, and we'll have a demo in the eShop on March 14th.
We should be able to mod that game like they
Our
do
next
with
game has a title as unique as its gameplay.
Wait, Rhythm of
It's
Heaven's
called
coming up too,
Kersploosh,
right? That's in
and the name
July,
says it all.
right?
You want to be one with the stone from the toss to the splash
we
on this
have,
journey down the well.
Yeah,
You'll
that's
have to navigate your way down the well,
July
dodging obstacles along the
2nd,
way.
I think?
Obstacles like donuts,
Okay, we
pizzas,
have,
cookies, and more. Different stones have different properties, and different wells have different paths.
In 4
If you want to
Thursday,
master them
Star
all
Fox
as you
comes
embrace
out.
the
Yeah,
challenge
Rhythm
of
Heaven's
achieving
the
that
week
final
after Star
spectacular
Fox.
splash is
But, like,
well,
that
Dylan's
was
headed
the
back
only
to the
time my life
eShop
I'm
and a sequel
legitimately
planned
like,
for release
something's
soon
wrong.
called
This isn't
Dylan's
right.
Rolling Western: The Last
Dylan's
Ranger.
Rolling Western!
Like the first game, this is an action tower
This is the
defense
sequel.
game which combines the strategy elements
I like
of
how
Dylan
it's like
defeating
called The
enemies
Last
with weapon
Scuffle, but
emplacements
there's
that
a third
players
one
can
coming.
deploy around the map,
They made
and the
more of this
action
than I
elements
thought.
of Dylan directly
What was the
attacking
last one?
opponents
This
with
is
flashy action
completely
moves
tied
like
to
rolling
3DS,
attacks
right?
and
Like they
claw
never made
slashes.
any for other
New to
consoles.
The Last Ranger, Dylan can recruit new allies by battling and
I feel like it
defeating
would've
them
worked
throughout
on
the
the Wii U
game.
if you did the
There's the
little
strong
drawing
but
tablet
greedy
game.
lizard gunman Gallo,
Like
the
Rainbow
foolish
Curse,
but
you can
powerful
draw
bear
where he
Boone,
goes,
and the
or
mysterious squid
dragon.
assassin from the
Drive.
EC
Wait a minute.
Nomad. In addition to keeping villages safe from harm from the waves of approaching
From the
enemies,
Harmonite.
Dylan must also now protect a train that moves throughout each of the game's main stages.
That's right, we've
Players
added
now
a
have more
train.
strategic options to consider, but can share tips on
Got
how to clear
everything a
stages
gamer
with
can ask
others
for.
via Street Pass.
Damn, that's messed up.
This game is sure
Okay,
to
so yeah,
satisfy
we're-
fans of
we
the
got a
original
couple more
Dylan's
weeks of
Rolling
Yoshi,
Western, but it's
and then
also
Star
a great
Fox
place to
for
jump
one,
in
and then
and see
Rhythm
what this
Heaven.
unique series
And
its
then-
memorable main character are all about.
Yeah, we don't really know anything beyond that.
Dylan's Rolling Western: The Last Ranger will be available in the Nintendo
The only
eShop on
announcements that
April
I'm like
11th.
interested in playing are Marvel.
If you prefer to spend some time with classic games from
We'll
the
see how the
past,
finances
there
go
are two
around that
upcoming
time,
launches
but-
for the Nintendo
I mean, the Stuntman
3DS
game
Virtual
looks fun.
Console that you
Yeah.
won't want to miss.
I'll
Harvest
see when it
Moon
gets
and
on
Legend
sale.
of the River King from Natsume will both be available in the Nintendo eShop in the coming months.
See, we don't got
Both
that shit on
games
the
originally
Switch.
made their debut on the Game Boy Color and join an assortment of nearly 70 classic games that you can download and play on your Nintendo 3DS.
They should have moved the Luigi.
As you can
to
see,
kinda
the
cut back
release
to-
schedule for the Nintendo 3DS eShop is busy in the coming months.
Oh,
And if you haven't visited the
busted.
eShop recently,
Yeah, I feel like
or don't yet have a
everyone kinda
Nintendo
uses
3DS,
the
we're
term
kicking off
video
2
essay
new
to
promotions
refer
that
to
will give
just
you
a
a good
long
reason to
video,
check out
and that's not
everything
what
it
it
has to
means.
offer. For our first promotion, get Super Mario 3D Land or one of these 5 Nintendo 3DS
Get
games
one
for
free
free
game for
if you
download.
buy and
Okay, well,
register
some
a
of these are
Nintendo
like
3DS
$10
XL
games.
system and either Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon or Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity between March 21st and April 30th.
Would you rather have a Nintendo game or a Freaky Forums?
Our next promotion, which starts today, puts select eShop games on
They're
sale.
mostly going over
Here's the full
deals.
list of participating games.
Crash Mode's cheaper. All the other stuff also probably.
We already covered the Nintendo 3DS eShop, but Wii U has its own eShop, and it is the place to go to download full retail games, unique digital indie
Until they
games,
turn their
virtual
air conditioner back
console
on, 'cause it's
games,
so
new
cold down
online
here.
services, and new downloadable content for games like Assassin's Creed 3 and Just Dance 4. And for owners of the Wii U Deluxe
I remember
set,
Assassin's
remember that
Creed
you have a
being a
very
big
special
deal. That wasn't
incentive for buying
exclusive, right?
content
It
on the
just was
Wii U
also
eShop.
on the Wii U.
For every purchase you make, you'll automatically earn 10% back in points you can use towards the purchase of any other digital content. What this
Right.
means
That was
is
about
you
to be
could
real
purchase
confusing
any
for a
2
second.
full games for $59.99, like Zombie U and New Super Mario Bros. U, and earn enough points to get Mighty Switch Force Hyperdrive Edition at no cost.
Wow.
That's a great deal.
Oh my
This all
God.
happens
That's
automatically
high
for Deluxe
praise
set
from him.
owners and at no additional charge. All you need to do is go to ddp.nintendo.com,
I'm not going
log in
there,
with
man.
your Nintendo Network
Diet Dr.
ID,
Pepper.
and start tracking your purchases and converting points into
I'm a
codes.
DP girly.
This is a benefit you don't want to miss out on. Now let's take a look at what
I think we
developers
missed it.
outside
You guys ever
Nintendo have been
capitalized
working
on
on.
that deal?
I think I did, yeah.
Dude, I see him.
Oh, thanks, Kit. Sorry, I was a bit distracted by our recently
I don't think
released
I ever
Hyrule
did
Historia
capitalize on
book.
that deal.
But let's get to some of the great titles.
Is this the book with the Zelda timeline?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
the
sure it
Hyrule
is.
Historia.
On
Damn, that
February
was
17th,
2013.
Nintendo will release a new Wii U bundle in the US and Canada.
First
that
Wii U
includes the
bundle to
kind
sell
of
2
Zombie U
copies.
game from
I like
Ubisoft.
how it's.
The
Yeah,
Wii
like,
U
wait,
Zombie
wait,
U
this is a Zombie
Deluxe
U
set
bundle, but
comes
it
with all
also
of the
still comes with
contents of the
Nintendo
standard
Land.
Wii U Deluxe set, plus the addition of the Zombie U game,
Right.
a black Wii U Pro controller,
That's
and a
pretty sick,
collectible art
actually.
booklet.
Because like the
Nintendo
original
Land will
pack
also
didn't
be
come
included
with
as
the
a
Pro
downloadable
controller,
game.
Right? I didn't have
That's
one for a
true.
long
Zombie
time.
I don't think I ever had a Wii U Pro controller.
Suggested
Yeah.
retail price of $389.99.
They were really
Yeah, I don't
Moving
think.
to our Wii U
I
digital
don't actually even
titles,
remember a
we've got
Zombie
Bit
U.
Trip presents Runner 2: Future Legend of Rhythm Alien from Gaijin Games.
Oh, I love this
Players
game.
will run through fantastic environments using
it called
brand new
Bit Runner?
moves to amazing new soundtracks.
Yeah, it's called Bit
as
Trip.
they
No, it's
run,
Bit Trip
jump,
Runner.
Slide,
Okay.
kick, and soar
It's the one with
towards the
Slenderman in
goal.
it.
Between this release and the great
don't
deal on Bit Trip
remember.
Saga and the
Ultra,
Nintendo
let me
3DS
look
eShop
at
right
this.
now, there are
Let me
plenty
go
of ways
to
to get
Haunted
stuck into
Gaming,
this fantastic
really old
franchise.
style. Let me see. hold
Also
on.
in February, Zen Studios brings
Whoa,
us
Zen Pinball
go.
2, my
the
favorite Zen
premier
Pinball.
experience on Wii U, featuring advanced ball physics, beautiful graphics,
yeah, it's a
tournament
Bit
play,
Trip
Runner
multiplayer,
2.
and
This is
regular
the one with
releases of
Slenderman.
new
Love that.
add-on tables. Zen Pinball 2 will be a free download
I wanna
on
look
the
up
Wii U
before
Nintendo
2013.
eShop
Hold
and
on.
comes
Or
with
before
trials for each
2014.
table. Two Tribes
I wanna
is set
find
to bring
blurry
our
footage of
favorite chubby
Slenderman.
chicken back in
Yeah,
Whoa,
Creepy
Toki
Gaming
Tori.
Extra.
coming to the eShop this March.
Toki Tori 2,
The game features
baby.
an
Shout out
open world
Mullet Mike,
filled
by
with
the way.
interesting creatures that can be
For a friend
explored
of the
by
program.
players at their own pace.
Who is
Playable
this? Who's
story
this?
sections advance the game's
It's
plot
Toki Tori.
and slowly reveal what's going
who's he
on
ever
in Toki
done?
Tori's
What's
world.
he ever did?
The game also fully supports
He had
off-TV
two,
gameplay
count them,
on
2
the Wii
games.
gamepad and a level editor.
Oh,
to
That's
connect.
more than
I thought there was gonna be
Astrobot
more
In
than
had.
that.
Nintendo
Okay.
3DS, we've got the highly anticipated release of Konami's Castlevania,
Yes.
Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate.
Oh,
confirmed
hell
for
yeah. I
release
heard
on
this
March
game's not very good.
exclusively
Yeah, that's
on
that's
Nintendo
two
3DS.
subtitles. You guys
Control
made a
multiple
mistake.
characters across different eras.
You guys gotta
and
fix
discover
that
the blood
logo.
feud
You
between
fucked
the
up.
Belmont
That's got
clan
two
and their
subtitles
dark
on it.
ancestor Dracula. This game looks absolutely
Dante.
stunning.
This game looks
so be sure to
fucking
check out the demo
ugly.
available to
We have
download
to
from
show
the
you
Nintendo
this. They
3DS
made us
eShop
do it.
on February 28th.
Okay.
Oh boy, the wait is
Okay.
almost over.
can't believe
Capcom
we're
is
3
bringing
years
Monster
out.
Hunter 3
Oh,
Ultimate
wait, I
to
did-
both
wait.
Wii U and
I
Nintendo
had this on the
3DS
3DS.
platforms
I don't think I actually
on March
played it.
19th.
I got it from GameStop.
Wii U players
there
can
was
go
an
online
era
and
of
hunt
time
with
where I
up to
wanted
4
to have.
players in a group.
I was
complete
worried
with
about
voice
the
chat.
quantity
For
of
players
games
in the
over
West, this is a
quality.
great new
So like
feature
people
for
shit
Monster
on it,
Hunter.
but I was like DK Oldie.
The game is also
Warrior.
compatible
Any
with
game they had under
cross-platform
$5, I was
A Wii U
delivering that
player
shit to
can
my
connect
house.
with up to 3 Nintendo
Why would you
3DS
do that?
players to
Because
create
I
a
just
hunting
wanted
party.
more games.
Play on the Wii U and
a lot of
digitally
them I
transfer your
didn't
data
play.
to the Nintendo 3DS to continue the hunt
Yeah, I do have this on the
anytime,
3DS.
anywhere. Be sure to check
just
out
like
the
having them
eShop
on my
demo
shelf.
available
I mean,
on
I
both
still have games I
platforms
haven't played.
on
See,
February
this is the
21st.
issue. Okay, I gotta do like
Get
a
ready for some
Hunger
heavy
Strike and, like, not buy
drifting
any
as
more
EA
games
is bringing the highly
until I've
acclaimed
played
Need
all
for
of
Speed Most Wanted to Wii U
Most
with
Wanted
tons
U.
of exclusive new features and
talking about me?
functionality. In co-driver mode,
Also, sorry, a
one player
Criterion
drives using the Wii
game?
Remote or Wii U Pro Controller, while another player helps
I don't
them
know
out
they
on the
made
Wii U
games.
gamepad. Tap the
There
screen to
should be a
drift
Criterion
or
collection
distract
for
the
video
cops,
games.
switch night to day, or activate
Have you guys
Boost
seen
U
that
to
trending
power
post
through
where
the
it's like, I wish
traffic
there
with
was
a
a
quick
letterbox
burst
for
of
YouTube
nitrous.
videos, and then people are quoting it with,
If
like,
your
their
TV's in
favorite
use,
class videos.
switch over to off-TV.
I like the
continue
first
action.
Markiplier FNAF
And we're
video.
also
Yeah.
happy to
For
announce
me,
that
it's
this will be
Emo
the
Nerd Smashes
first
Room. That's gotta be
third-party
my
title
favorite
to incorporate Miiverse into the game.
Nintendo to the
Post the
64th
Miiverse
power.
on the fly from
Yeah.
Free Drive, Easy Drive, and you will be able to receive
Oh, you can
posts
post about
in-game
it.
through Picture Paradise
and
mode.
receive messages.
But that's not all. The Wii U SKU also includes the Ultimate Speed Pack for free, so you can take to the streets in 5 of the sickest, most ludicrously fast cars
Can
ever
you do
made.
that with his hair, or do you think
On
his
March
head just does
26th,
that?
Activision launches The Walking Dead Survival Instinct on Wii U, a first-person action survival game that immerses you in the world of the award-winning TV series. Resource management is critical
Oh, they have Don't
as you
Open
decide
Dead
either to
inside.
run and gun the hordes of undead or take a more stealthy approach to survive. Decisions matter as you encounter a slew of characters that can help or hurt you in a variety
Is this
of
Norman
ways.
Reedus' first appearance in a
On
video
April
game?
16th, Injustice Gods
Among
Among Us
Us.
from Warner Brothers Interactive
Oh,
Entertainment
I've heard this game
arrives
is
on
also
Wii U.
not good.
Play as
But the
some of your
second one
favorite
is.
DC superheroes in
That
this
could be wrong. It
epic
could be the
fighting
other way
game,
around.
including
The thing
Batman,
about this game,
The Flash,
or maybe specifically
Superman,
Injustice
and Wonder
2,
Woman.
is that
Use the Wii U
we're
gamepad
so
to
caught up
quickly
in, like,
access your
Smash
quick moves
discussion, they're
list.
not really noticing
Or
other
play the
fighting
game
games.
fully featured in
Injustice
off-TV
has
mode.
stage hazards.
Fighting
but
fans will
because
be
it's a
happy to
2D
know that the
fighter,
game runs at
they
a
don't
full
really care
60
enough to
frames a
ban
second,
stages.
and will
So there's
also
one
feature a
specific
ton of
stage
great
with, like, a
DLC
meat hook
available
hanging
in the
the
Nintendo
background,
eShop.
that if you stand behind it, you can
And
just
speaking of
infinite
heroes,
someone and just
I've got one more
instantly win
title
the
that
match.
features some that you may be a bit familiar with. Disney Infinity was announced last month, and we are super
When are they gonna
excited
do
for the
a
title
remake
to
collection of
arrive
this?
in June on the Wii,
I know, right?
Wii U,
There's a
and Nintendo
non-zero
3DS
chance
Look, dude,
platforms.
I
to see
play it.
Toy
Here
Story
you see
3
some
on
of the
one these devices.
prototypes.
It
for
is.
their
They
initial
could just
playset,
do this. I don't
which
think.
will
Was there any
feature
multiplayer
Mr.
content with
Incredible,
this?
Sully,
Yeah.
and Captain Jack Sparrow.
No, I mean like online
These
multiplayer.
playsets will have story-driven
no.
adventures but can also be
They
used
could
with
just re-release
Xbox
this.
mode
I mean,
to create
they still own all these properties.
More on this exciting new franchise,
But
including
the
details
Toys
on
to
the
Life
unique
is the
Nintendo
pitch.
3DS
I think it would be better if
in
they
the
just
coming
allowed
months.
you a character creator.
We have
Honestly, I think
launched
they should remake a lot of those
of
Toys to
amazing
Life
content
games and
over the
just
last
give
few
you
months,
the
both
option to
digitally
choose a
and in
character.
packaged form.
Although, it would sort
And
of
as you've
demolish,
seen,
like,
we
once you
have
don't
even
have the
more
figures,
great
you realize
content
how
on the way.
unfun the game actually is.
Thank you, Damon.
Oh, it's Reggie.
As you can see, there's
But
great
there's a lot of
content on the
characters that
way
were
for
chosen
Nintendo
for
3DS
Disney Infinity
and
that you
Wii
could
U
tell were just
all
a
throughout
crossroad.
2013.
It's like how Byleth is in Smash
But we aren't
Bros.
done
Like,
yet.
would they have been in...
I have one
Reggie, look behind you!
share with you today.
Oh, what happened? Because like
Donkey
fucking
Kong has long
the
been a
Lone
fan favorite
Ranger is in
character.
Disney Infinity,
But he's yet to star in
and
a
Ezra
game on
from
Nintendo
Star
3DS
Wars Rebels.
until now.
Well, I
We're
guess
bringing the smash
Ezra
hit
is one of their most
platformer
important characters
Donkey
now.
Kong Country Returns to Nintendo 3DS
Do you think if the game was still
this
around,
summer,
they would have
and Donkey
had
Kong
remake
Country
versions
Returns
of the characters
3D.
as well, like live action Simba?
This version of the game is being rebuilt for
Maybe.
Nintendo 3DS, and the game's
Oh, this is
3D
the better
graphics
version.
really have to be seen to be believed.
It's not because
We're making a special 3D
you can't play
video of
co-op on
game
this.
available
I mean, you can, but you
exclusively in the
you
eShop
can't. Remember,
for
let's
Nintendo
not forget they
3DS
fucked up
today,
co-op.
so you could see how the dynamic, layered levels and backgrounds spring to life. I hope you
And
enjoyed
backgrounds.
everything we've
I
shared
hope
today.
Luigi's in the background.
Thanks for watching.
Well, that's the game.
and I
Is
look
it
forward to
Tropical
seeing you
Freeze or
next
that
time.
one that has Samus's gunship in the background?
I think it's Tropical Freeze.
Oh, hey, whoa, hold on a second now. Wait, I didn't see this.
Let's
Okay,
calm down.
well, that's all we have to cover.
We already played them.
Right.
Woo.
We remember it, so you don't have to. In a manner of speaking. But I think that's everything. I mean, we covered the state of play for
We're taking you back to the past.
a period of time. We got state of play in there. Hold on. Just grab that real quick. I can close out of this. And we will have more correspondence, more journalistic integrity over, I was going to say the next couple of days, but really just the next week. We will tune back in after the results of, we could get some distance from, right? Today, we normally don't do reactions on this show, but it just so happened that the state of play was right before. We will have some distance from the Xbox Showcase, from the PC Gamer Show, from the Summer Games Fest. Well, actually, Summer Games Fest won't happen yet. Well, actually, will it? We'll get to it when we get to it, and then we can then cover what we thought of the first year of the Nintendo Switch 2. Is there anything else you guys would like to cover before we end off today?
I'm good.
I think we covered everything, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, for anyone who, if we had a previous installment of Switch 2 Ultra where there was a lot of drama about Professor Layton and none of us knew what we were talking about, hit YouTuber TOD's Nuts created a video about Professor Layton, and it's very informative. I'm going to watch it again. But I have been your co-parent, BHultra.
And I have been your co-parent, Switchy.
And I've been your Punkle Dan.
And we'll be back next week. This is the end. The first year of the Nintendo Switch 2. Every year on the show, we should accumulate a new host. And then by the end of the console, we'll have like 9 people on it. All yelling over each other. But you can't yell. I'm hanging up. Alright, for those of you unawares or properly awares, tomorrow will be another Tomodachi Life stream. It will be at regular time, it'll be 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Week 6 of Total Tomodachi Island. I gotta get back to work. Also, you guys should check out that Star Wars video. What if it's pronounced God of War Luther? Bye.